Ya no me bibrime ye nya kofa to yeso etu esi be mabo okunkunim kofa ejina ne so akwara paadi kokwe hu ededa manama na ekire no ye ne adehyiamra kroma dansidifo mehwe kasemu kira wanwade esumu apai mo hire nya kwa pie awonwasem nie we die bi nsi pen ye Neat FM, ya mamwa kwaba.
Tomorrow, yeah, Monche, you, your politicians, dear, yeah, they are no yet. Honestly, and Tokwa is you or Ghana, you know, a man signing in a new Biana Debo, and your mammy, oh here, any politicians. ASEM bakwa beka o tekrema so no e chense kan. I want to tell you, do your politics well. Don't let politicians deceive you. Mu hu yesi ye wono wan ye agi achinji a yen ko ntokwa o. Ye wi a ye frustra ko num ti nam ne ye wi. Mu ana moko. Me catch them on okware. There are people here enne omu humia omu si omu ti ase osafo mafo o hemfa enye MPP ni nua kuma ajemafo o NDC Shelia Ite o NDC no e minister ni nua Penny Professor Ite o MPP NDC lawyer Larry Ajeti o NDC na papa waka baby Peter Lajeti o MPP Samuel Jinapo o hemfa o MPP ni nua Penny John Jinapo o NDC mi ami gina hai mi o MPP mi nua Penny Kamara o he o NDC ye fie ye dakom mo na mbe dakom mi matina mi gina o mi ka kire mo anoko mi hu opposition da o mi party dia wa ko opposition ba mi nkasa mi ko opposition look o mu na ti hono look mi hu opposition da mi party MPP a ko opposition ba mi dia mi ko opposition mi ko NDC wo power mi didi Kamara me ko no ma mi sko be ma me enne me wo power bibi hia na obefre me ye kasada na ma hu opposition no enti mondwin mayem ma party emme mayem contest that's the only thing we
Neat FM Neo
charge in the promising fourth industrial revolution. Let us all say no to all forms of electoral violence.
Ashanti Regional Chief Imam Sheikh Abdul Mumin Harun urged the Muslim community.
He has been winning massively when it comes to parliamentary election and also people.
Ya no me bibrime ye nya kofa to yeso etu esi be mabo okunkunim kofa ejina ne so akwara paadi kokwe hu ededa manama na ekire no ye ne adehyiamra kroma dansidifo mehwe kasemu kira wanwade esumu apai mo hire nya kwa pie awonwasem nie we die bi nsi pen ye Neat FM ya mamwa kwaba
Utie oha ekri ponkno Utie oha ekri ponkno
Ya no me bibrime ye nya kofa to yeso etu esi be mabo okunkunim kofa ejina ne so akwara paadi kokwe hu ededa manama na ekire no ye ne adehyiamra kroma dansidifo mehwe kasemu kira wanwade esumu apai mo hire nya kwa pie awonwasem nie we die bi nsi pen ye Neat FM ya mamwa kwaba.
This matter aligns with the position of my religious faith. The Holy Quran is replete with verses frowning on LGBTQ acts including same-sex marriages. My faith is, therefore, very strictly against the practice of homosexuality. Allahu Akbar. No ifs or buts, no shades of grey. Therefore, I personally cannot support that which my religion, and indeed all major religions in Ghana, as well as our societal norms and values, clearly and unequivocally forbid. All the major religious traditions in Ghana, Christianity and Islam, are opposed to this practice. And I stand opposed to it now, and I will stand opposed to it as president, inshallah. Finally, my brothers and sisters, as the holy month of Ramadan leaves us, let us continue to uphold the good values of kindness, sacrifice, and forgiveness, which we demonstrated in the past 1 month. Our communities and our nation will continue to be a great place for us if we continue to be each other's keepers.
That's NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Now, administration.
Major religions in Ghana, as well as our societal norms and values, clearly and unequivocally forbid. All the major religious traditions in Ghana, Christianity and Islam, are opposed to this practice, and I stand opposed to it. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to personally comment on the raging issue of LGBTQ in Ghana. First of all, it is important to note that our cultural and societal norms and values as Ghanaians frown on the practice of homosexuality. Furthermore, as a Muslim, my view on this matter aligns with the position of my religious faith.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
The Holy Quran is replete with verses frowning on LGBTQ acts, including same-sex marriages. My faith is, therefore, very strictly against the practice of homosexuality. Allahu Akbar! No ifs or buts, no shades of grey. Therefore, I personally cannot support that which my religion, and indeed all major religions in Ghana, as well as our societal norms and values, clearly and unequivocally forbid. All the major religious traditions in Ghana, Christianity and Islam, are opposed to this practice, and I stand opposed to it now, and I will stand opposed. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to personally comment on the raging issue of LGBTQ in Ghana. First of all, it is important to note that our cultural and societal norms and values as Ghanaians frown on the practice of homosexuality. Furthermore, as a Muslim, my view on this matter aligns with the position of my religious faith.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
The Holy Quran is replete with verses frowning on LGBTQ acts, including same-sex marriages. My faith is therefore very strictly against the practice of homosexuality. No ifs or buts, no shades of grey. Therefore, I personally cannot support that which my religion and indeed all major religions in Ghana, as well as our societal norms and values, clearly and unequivocally forbid. All the major religious traditions in Ghana, Christianity and Islam, are opposed to this practice. And I stand opposed to it now, and I will stand opposed to it as president, inshallah.
Do you like having a P.O. box but are tired of waiting?
Ene anope Yamagana fo nyina kwaba edeba asemi dika so ewo neat 100.9 asemi dika dwumadie yedebra wa ye memeda we ne memeda bia matenase amidin ede Mark Jerry OSEI SGYEMAN matenase ye baba bedi nkomo ye baba behwe amanyosem ye behwe nsem akodo a ekoso ewo ye man Ghana mu aya na sometimes chale amani munu nsamuno ana ayedeja be minu mienu ene ye beto ato adwen na yamu kwan pa ye befa so na yetimi atenetene oman no na yeguso a yetenetene oman no nso no na echese ye hu kwan a ye befa so na ama oman na timako yie oman ni ye yie a yedie ne bia so me so oman ni ye yie a yedie no ebia so so yentena ho ma ye man Ghana ense yo ton se wadwen so o ma ne de enye yie ye ne biara hwe ye be ye de ye betimi bia na ye de ye betimi bia ne wi a nchirima daache ye nso ye ni ho a no ma ba to aso eti yetimu nko a de minua menu mienu ye de ye betimi de pagya ye man no na amoman no etimi akonkan medase se ene waba beka me ho ewa ha ena eye maboafo a ne wo mota machi wa okokroko ewa ha sei eno bo machi pampen ena Juliana enso ewa ha ono so bo machi pampen kwasi aboaje me channel manager ena eye Dr. Father Dixon na ono no ye executive producer fully supported by my general manager Kennedy Asante OSEM. My special guest ebebefia me panel members ebeba Alhaji Kabe Obebefia, member of the MPP communication team. Sarah Nsom ena eye Ivan Samo, a member of the NDC communication team. Now my special guest I mentioned him the General Secretary the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. Ene yawusa amanyofo no ehyiehia wamu ehyiehia amanyofo no ehyiehia eye business community woma wamu ye enwuma ewo ye manimo na eye nhyiamudie stakeholder engagement ye ekoso yi sen ena etie eti yene womo baba be di nkomo yene womo baba be di nkomo na in fact womo ahwe womo boa ama noama etimi akoso na afi ye nyina yetimi ahu se engagement na ekoso ne te sen business community adwadie ne noama ekosen ni nyina ne yensem a ye baba bidi eho enkomo ena no pay ewo need 100.9 na mameka wo se samobeka ya eye enano fiada no in fact na enya asem keto no eye Wednesday no na me kan some de fa eye senate ye social security senate pension scheme ababe boa yen especially eye adwumayefo na director general krata bi efri eye Jubilee House Nana Asante bedi etuo enana ne nsa hyase enana Asante bedi etuo atwero krata se de etie na echeso mampanyin na director no se on twero mfa nkoma Dr. John Tenkrine se ye yinedi when de ye di yi anebika de ye yinedi ye terminating appointment ya sake no me kan won sem bebre bisa questions me kan won sem bebre ebisa questions na me enanope no enomegu me table so no door so nti me pesa me de be frafra na wonim say ye kasai eyade a eye Michael Ado American oye immediate deputy director general edema eye Dr. John Tenkrine enkane no director general Michael Ado wa resign esamne yaka na bi obi onte no ma bi ase no Michael Ado wa resign ewo eye senate adwuma ne mu eba ne sign na Michael Ado wa resign ke adwuada me morning show no so no me wa waye ne eba ne sign na Michael Ado wa resign e de afri adwuma ne mu na womode krata edema Dr. John Tenkrine no enkomo ben na asa akoso wa akire enkomo ben na asa akoso egwa akire na bigusu America hu why na oye na dwen se opeso osesa ni age eye Dr. John Tenkrine oso on ma ho kwan enunti edi otan ebeto Dr. John Tenkrine eni esimesi bi ntem eye hwanya nyame ya adoma Monday eye nyame pa Monday me morning show no so no new revelations efa eye senate adwuma ne hono me de bebrem because omampanyin de omampanyin timi fire omampanyin ono ana be ha ono abeka cho say bra esimesi me de adwuma we hye wonsa ono ada sorry na ohwe na no man koyi a obetuma pamon but as a termination of appointment was senate adwuma kuo ni mu ne de enye se omampanyin esusu se obi mo ne homodin o enuoma hyehyase mese enuoma hyehyase se yesusu se Dr. John Tenkrine waye bibia yemfa to abonten omoro so eyade pa na trigger an termination of appointment contract ayedema no se woko paragraph 8 or say the appointment may be terminated by either party giving 3 months notice in writing or the payment of 3 months salary in lieu of such notice. The president, however, reserves the right to dismiss you for stated misconduct. It is a precedent where stated misconduct to be or harm. Say Dr. John Tenkrine a misconducting ho a omampanyi mayehu etese omampanyi emayehu se eye no krese ebia misconduct bi ewo baby a omampanyi emayehu sa misconduct no because senate director general a modern bo amaka akase papai wa bo senate adwuma mu no krata na Asante bedi etuo ede terminating appointment no ensem fata ade ensem fata say ye kan pain na mesi adwoada me morning show no so no new revelations e was senate me kan cho senate adwuma na obeso mugu no Senator Juma ya Senator Nanka and one ya kono. Dr. John Tinkramba ya wama Senator ya kono. Ejuma no bese mugono. Monday nyame pa. Shia Morgana muntie so. E yebedi nkomo pa. Yebedi nkomo pa. Ena me papa oyes of opinion order Captain Jesus Prayer House ano. The dinner ye Prophet Isaac Ofosu Hinijima. Brando aba me program so me yedi nkomo. Na nenso papa ewa homa no so ye ba bedi nkomo. Eye ye nyame som ene amanyo sema yeye etesen. Asofo binum a aya na amanyofo yi wo mutimi kika bi kire omo ebi kura to the extent of so mbedidi wo matem. Wey esimesi omba mema mpanyin da. Wey ma ye nyame som ne yamanyo sem said ya yeye no na. Fi we abato afi. Chese ye kwa yenim enchere ye kwa koto aba. Emu nsem etesen. Prophet Isaac Ofosu Hinijima ewo ahoma no so. Papa ena no pe ye mo ache.
Yeah, Jerry. Me Joso.
Na me pa chompo mu tisen.
Nyankopon adomon so e.
Nyame adom boko odi achen.
Me line mu da ho ye ma odi.
Oh, we line mu da ho papa bibia da ho kama ewa ha. Aha. Na Captain Jesus Prayer House so obi an tisen wo ho.
Nyankopon adom anya sem ketua bibia.
Na sese yazuma kopio mo nkoko.
Pa.
Wow.
Kokko na fitia bibia koso.
Ye de nyame ase. Good.
Amen.
Na papa na no pe ye frɛ wa. Ye hwɛ ye nyame som ene amanyo se ma ye. Esese ye kɔto aba enam so obi ye kristoni. Esese ye kɔto aba enam so obi ye kremoni. Esese ye kɔto aba ma obi enam se nipa no osom bosom. Anaze oye buddhist ni. Ye nyame som ene abato. Kaka bi wo mana.
Wele meda wase na mechia atiefo dom. Eso Nyankopon hira nso de ma obi biara asa abre wutie woni tempe.
Amen.
Majere ye nyina ye baako ewo Nyankopon man mu. Na ye nyina ye Ghana fo. Enema ehwehwe se obi ebetumi apre adihidi ade bi so oba besom man no. Yemfa nyamesom ene baby ofri ene sane ma no enka ho na no na me mashia de bi pa onipa bible mo hwehwe mu a wabedi ade a odi amama nyina so ana hini etumi eyefe ana so obo ama democracy eye adwuma pa no ene ohene Nebukadnezar eye kaldi ahene no ne ho asem bi aba se odane aboa oya hantan na nyamede ne fa kwan bi so nti no ema ye wretimi fi na brabo ne yen ene se osi ehhehye amambu ho nimdie ne nyansa ede ye mfa po ho ana se odisa eka esebide to ho enne amansa nyina adi buman ejere ade wo mpa ne se kane amamu mu nsem nyina no nsem bebre sisi ye hu ni papa bi wa mamu no mo nsum ebia Israel fo Nyankopon menim za wote menka dia
ye to kapa
mo na omo ye niema bi ma Israel Nyankopon eni ji won ho ebo won abaso asuma ni pe bi so omunko na omunko hira eye safo endi se ye bu man no adwen ye o se kristoni neza so kristoni nti ese so ono na atu abama no kramoni no kramoni ti ese otu abama no we de ye nhu no asori bia mu nti we de ese se atu abama na obeye mistake Yankopon ohwe nipa na koma ene se de otie endi jare asuma obisa me no maka ne se Nebukadnezar mamu mu no o ma wiasefo nyina mu nipa ba besom na ban mu nanka Daniel Shadrach Meshach ne Abednego nanka omuni sa akwanya no nanso omo baaye o so omo chief wiase ene ba bia na hini ekodu bia no ọmụ nhwehwɛ enipa a ọmụ odi mpa ọmụ ya nokwafo na ọmfọm nkọ training na ọmụ nhwɛ aka di akasa ɛne ọmụ amamuo no mbibi ya na ọmụ nyinaa mɛboa no na ọmụ mman efiri sɛ na amamuo no Yankopɔn na dom ma amanya nka no ho nyinaa ba abɛhyɛ n'ase nti ɛsɛ onya amamuo no ɛfa biara ne deɛ ɔte wɔn kasa se baabiara ne onipa a obetumi de ne dawubɔ ne ne nkyerɛkyerɛmu atumi akɔ nti yɛde nipa nyinaa fi mmeammea na baeɛ na ɔmbɛhyia na yɛbu man ɛmfa ho ne baabi a wofi ɛmfa ho ne abusua a wobɔ ɛmfa ho ne osum a wowɔ baabiara fo bi ka
okay
ahenni no mu a Bible si Jeremia ɛyɛ odiifoɔ no ne tam papa hwɛ nsɛm bi esiiɛ Jewfoɔ obu ntɛnkyea ɛwɔ ɔmo man mu mmara ne nhyehyɛ ne ade nyinaa de bu man no nso da hɔ nanso ɔmo akɔti mmara no ɛde obi fa kwan bi so te sɛ deɛ sisi a wokan tumi ta asɛm a wokan na aberanteɛ bi fi Ethiopia yɛfrɛ no Ebed Melek a ɔsom wɔ ɔmo aban mu ɔhunu kwan a ɔmo fa so no ɔkɔ ɔmampanin anim kɔka kyerɛ nsɛ nana ɛkwan a wo ne ɔmanfoɔ de saa aberanteɛ wɔ fa so no ɛnyɛ ɛkwan ɛsɛne sɛ ɔwɔ aban no mu na ɔwɔ ano nti ina otumi kɔ ɔmampanin hɔ no kɔka saa asɛm saa Ethiopia ni no saa abere na Kristo som maayɛ na Israelfoɔ som nso ɛnkɔ ɔmo hɔ enti gyare no ɔyɛ nipa bɛn Christianity maayɛ Judaism nso entra nkɔ obi man so nanso saa aberanteɛ no ɔwɔ amamuo mu yɛde adebɔne di obi a etia mmara no amanfoɔ ni mmɔmmɔmmra paa nanso ɔmakwati didi no nanso Ebed Melek nya akokuduro kɔ ɔmampanin no kɔka kyerɛ no sɛ nana sɛ wonim a ɔmo didi egu wabɔdwesɛm na ɔmo sɛe wo din na kwan sɛ wɔn man ni Jeremia muni n'asɛm mumu n'atɛn nanso wode n'akɔto abura a nsuo ni mu sɛ ɔnam no mu ɔmo adaadaa ma nso na ade wɔn nsa yɛ dɛn ɛhyɛ aseɛ na na ebegu ho fi ɛna ɔde pim ɔhene no ɔhene n'ani baa ne ho so ɛhɔ a na ɔhyɛ mmara ma yɛ kɔkɔ yii papa na yɛde n'ato amena mu na ɔnyɛ kristoni na ɔni Judafoɔ som mu na ɔni Sudikifoɔ som mu nti bɛka sɛ ɔyɛ ɔman mu ni gyere nyɛ saa na yɛbɛka no
saa pɛpɛɛpɛ
ɔwɔ adwempa ɔwɔ tema ɛna obu mmara ebu asɛm nti ɔno mmom tumi egyinae ɛma mmara ne nokora mmom yɛ adwuma wɔ abrɛ kora na wɔn a aka no yɛbɛka sɛ ɔmo yɛ Kristofoɔ ne ade nyinaa na ɔmo atete ato onipa hwɛ deɛ tua ne wa Nyankopɔn hwɛ akoma mu nti mefa wɔ akwanya wɔ nso de wasɛm de kyerɛ yɛ manfoɔ nyinaa sɛ Kristosom asɔre wei na ɔkɔ wɔadi wɔyɛ wɔbɛka ma yɛn ɛno ne yɛama ne hunu paa yɛ dɛm ɛno ne yɛama ne hunu ayɛ dɛm Bible na kyerɛ yɛn sɛ onipa bi a ɔbɛka nokora biara onipa bi a ɔbɛgyina nokora so biara no ɔne Nyankopɔn ɛna sɛ yɛwɔ adom akyɛdeɛ Nyankopɔn de bɛbɛ nipa biara wɔ mmea nyinaa wobɛkɔ ɔman bi te sɛ China wobɛhunu sɛ Kristosom mo nhyɛ da nim papa Nyamesom ne sɛdeɛ ɛyɛ kan ne ade no wohu wɔn sɛ yɛ papa wobɛhunu yɛ wɔ nipa papa a ɔmo bu mmara esuro mmara ɛwɔ adwempa adwene nipa ho adwene nipa yiedie ho a wo no a nso yɛ Nyamesom ne kura no so ba nte saa enti area ha no na memo obi ate ase ne sɛ nipa papa emfi ne soma wo
okay
nipa papa emfi ne soma wo na mmom biara kro biara mensa wo sɛ de yɛka no efie biara mensa wo baabi a bɛhyia biara no nipa papa wɔ hɔ enti ne yɛde nipa mienu akɔto afiase ɔmo nyinaa yɛse bɔne bi na ɔmo ayɛ ne yɛde ɔmkɔto yɛ bɛda so a ɔmo so yɛ no Joseph bɛkyerɛ aseɛ no na nipa bi wɔ hɔ ɛsɛ yɛsɛ yi no na ne nsa kɔka ne bibia na sɛ Nyankopɔn ni ekyi mfa wiase nyinaa na wo huni pa bia oye pa emfa ho ne ba bi o hye oyi no de ni si ne manfo so meyeye nyankopon so obo ni pa te se ne seso na ohome nkwa home edigu ni mu enti ze ye nipa no ye be fa nyame su kakra bi se ye nhwe nipa nim na ye nhwe ba bi obi free na emom ye de yasotie ye de yakomedi akire ni ahwehwe nipa pa brother ye betimi enya na so se one mindset bi se ofiri ha na oye nti oye pa bi te wonjan a untumi nhu no yetimi di nipa bebre hu adanse ye ba bi a wofi ere na sori okọ ni ade ebe wi eche na okogu ye ni ma se pasa na kan ya no ato ye nyina ye Ghana fo ye ya de hyeman ne Bible aka kire ya ne se mo hwehwe obi adi muso a ma mo ngofo obi oye foreigner e ma omedi muso na mo mfa mo ma mu nipa nkasa na se de ni suni na ade tie mo fa di bia ma no eno ye di bia kire so no da o man ni nyina no ena ho mra ye den e bae enti oye kramoni na ni suni na asem ye ofa e pa cho to aba ma no oye kristoni na ni suni na ye kwan bi ye ofe na wo gidi se aza ni pe wo bo betumi abo a e pa cho to aba ma no so yo man muni a na se o pe so to aba ma na o betumi ato ama na ma ye
okay yo we dia wanwan asem na ni so e dia ma ye na yen komwen aya na asofo binom kra behwe oh we ontimi embeye mampanyin da we onna ebedi omampanyin we dia ontimi emba mbeye mampanyin saa kasa na asofo binom ka no papa wanya asofo panyin ye bi so eye ewo yamanyo se mo
metufo se safo ni nyina no omunya nta akakakeka na ebe wi akire no obebu hu ani ase wi aso we ya bae no enye de ohunu se efita nyina na ehu hia wo bribia ena nya de ohunu se etuntum nyina na ehu nso enhia e wo mrebi mu enti wan we ya eni sohwe ene de wadwene ye won no ebetumi ama wakwa akobu atan akasa o we de wan we kura de nyankopon di beba be hye ozo de nyankopon na aka kirewo efa no de ye politics de ma ba bia wo pe eni fa me no opradie na so ye kristo ni nsofo o ye kramoni nsofo na se ade na wo prenzo ne de nipa kuo ni nipa dom na press ade no na no so obetumi afa kwa bi so atwi nipa bebra adwe fi nipa bi so no manto aba ama no a indirect no wagina wafa ya bribe na wo ye adwuma de ma honam ene nipa ba bia ya to aba biara jeri onipa nim defo onipa bia wo ye fair untutu obi akwan mu amana na nhwe so mo bi nto aba ntia obi da wa hyenkom se we na be wi ni a ya ma wonkom hye ne na nya adwuma so wa kwa hyenkom se we na be wi ni a memmo nyankopon no so we na be wi ni no wo ye den wo be wi ni na man hyenkom wi se me hu se amammu no we ho na be ko na wo wi a na afa wo ko se ba ko so onye tuntuntuntuntum se ne be ya obi an ko to aba man se be ya wonkom hye be ye den ebebem Jeremy so na me kan mu da kwa
se me no metiefo beti ase yi a na ya hwefo yi se wo ye sofo na be hye nkom se Magjerry na be wini a na wa manyankopon ne nkom hye no aye adwuma na emom membe ka se Magjerry ebe wini na emom wakoka se eye prophet ofosu yini djuma de moja won nsa na tesa wo ka bibi dia to
obechiche toilet na amam ne bibia kan konkonza semze bajo konkonza semze wakasima wie sa boa ento onya fe nyankopon so obi bewi no hyamnem kro obeyi ne de naba uwi a men kuntia de one no ye den ejina no na mmadi padwe mfine so na aboa ma bia wonkomhye atumi abem edi ba bibia na wo ye ne yensu ye kasa tanim di fo tie che no mugu akonta e ma ye hu ba bia wo free ye den eba Now the Bible say, as a man of God, nyaminipa, or software, or candy for, and that's your who akohisam our new, and that's all your bias, and that's your who so your pia. That is a good papa in the pantem. The Yankupon smile, not a Yankupon as smile, okay, we are where we Niaka bia ye Yankupon. Yankupon or can and pobet me as a son I dream of quam, and but me a ye. Enti my dear is all beside me, baby, I'm not you know. At ye for move home, no one will home. No one who's saying, I meant to say. Now, I'm a catcher about to a decay or Bible, New Testament. Now, you probably a Judas Iscariot at night.
Yeah.
And Janocradi and Yankupo Asafumu, Asafumu, say a Pentecost. You see a Pechemaya, Tuaba, Orthodox churches thing. You have a moderator and as a chairman, Tuaba. And such a Pentecost, Nibia, Pie, Maba, Yami, whom I be so. Na radi Nyankopon se aba mo kotu mo ntom mani pasumesi efi se o sha se o New Testament no ye ba beto aba no honhom ama me kasa na emom no ye amamra kwan ana yi die be yi no enti o ma ni gitum Ghana gitum se ye to aba na ye di nipa na afa wo kasa Nyankopon si kwaku a na Ghana fo nyina gi Nyankopon di ayi so ye nti Nyankopon asam so atua. And they are no go for near Bunyanko do Yanko dia. That's also God first dia. And I say, God of our commission say, when I am to Abama, and I say, when obey and that's all many in Ayatia here near to my any panel. But yes, I am no quaffo. And your family, the honor. After them, the dear, that would do be at them, oh, Bobby Pia, on penance, them to never be done so. Bible say, and say, a radiac will be answered, say, well, yes, I am. And Jerry, one way saying in the name of God, no. Thank I almost penny at the American City panel or the Nisubana, the name was all the Yanko Dino. Mechanic pain at your own end, Guasebrano Mubono, only a bias, only a fair. Now, Bible also your own Yanko Ponko for, sir. Mamma, scripture, you know what come in this year. Oh, Malachi. Malachi, yeah, friend Malaki.
Lucky, yeah.
Yeah. But what they are we call chapter 2. On Saka, Mama, what was yakin kind and some be.
Okay, it's Malachi chapter 2. Wow.
Yeah, chapter 2. From verse 5.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
So, Ufa, Malachi chapter 2, verse 5 now. Also, my covenant was with him, a covenant of life and peace. And I gave them to him. This called for reverence, and he revered me and stood in awe of my name. And only 5, you know.
Yeah.
And 6, and it said, true instruction was in his mouth, and nothing false was found on his lips. He walked with me in peace and uprightness, and turned many from sin.
Mhm.
Me go menim.
Ko wanim ne. Aka ba bia wadu no.
Seven no. 7 it said, for the lips of a priest ought to preserve knowledge, because he is the messenger of the Lord Almighty. Amen. And people seek instruction from his mouth. Okay.
Also, so a priest. We will be a no creme rather one.
And no creme.
We are pere. Na ya shushen yango pomre e flu honomo. If you say we are messenger of the Lord.
Yeah.
If the messenger of the Lord, the unko kasemu yue. Ma fe and some of my only bisa question na fe. Who Janifa na fe bedu bribi no. Mon sama beto social media kwa na mo pe kwa bi na my dan ma we reference so. Na mo de fu ba ba sha nan. So for dear, we Yankopon as a forward Yankopon, ne bofo, or small was some now can we, na ye bisa honsam, na Yankopon and Jerome, and some be where I Supreme Court, near interpretation in free on munya thing, Emra. Also, nkra ukomu, and which are granny we are. What can we? The Frinyamia, a begina. The Frinyami, a bet me a see. Your hands on no weird way. A chaloto. What I enjoy lotto.
Na ye twa.
And yet me predict any time you know the way baby ni. Nina wa hono mo anya danyara ade mienu wo yi ba ko betumi aba mo mfa nhye nyankopon na nyankopon sabi owosoro no ochi akohwisem ochi mpapa mu asem ochi nipa osofo a wonka nipa nyina mom wonka ma nyina mom ya na nan no ahemfo bi tumi ade bi ma ya mefe so moko pre akansi a ukọ no ho a obehye wunkuran na wahye wunkunimde nso ho enkuranhye e de amawo ofoforo nso ba obeka saa de aye den e de akire no nimde ne nyansem no won nyina ya memma e na wokọ akọprade emra nso makwan se wonkọprade me mfa me mpani nie eni ni petie me no enya bias me nipa akoma nkonko di ba ko achi saa nipa ne echo so ye fair no kremra da wano nkontompo bia anya den eni wakoma mu yenhyam kom wie nsan koya akonche enkoye rituals enkoye amamre bi se mahyem kom di mekwa akoye se bibi sa amra nyankopon se stra wengu obaya me sofo uwi akotena ba bi ampani ampara nyankopon kan no ebebem enti make hofem no kakra meka se minua no asofo adifo ne mranti a omugidi no mususu se nyankopon na de omuye adwuma no se nyankopon nya konkonsa nyankopon enti omonse so madwene pata de ho no
yo papa yehwe eye LGBTQ oba ne oba se on be ware bema ne bema se on be ware parliament age sensem yatum yehwe anim se o mampanyin besan edi nkrata kra free parliament akwa mampanyin akache awomo kache o mampanyin so on kire bere a womfa nkrata ne betu nanim na eno so be play role e wa fi we abatuo mu ana sadia Christopher Kasa Dr. Mahmoud Baumia womo edu o mafashe na nkremofo afashe odi atudwa waka ne pain se ne som enkyere ne saa enu nti enya ade ono se oba be mampanyin anonya mbe ye mpo obesoso saa de we so and the statement he said that nakrofo bibi edima ne de free ne ho no akle bibi ana eka bibi kire
yare me ka se mi akire Ghana fo se omo betie me a saa de we no determination pa no wa hwe ya obeka bibi na so na nya saa na tie yare asam bi bana se bi ni dipa ye hu dede pa wa hwe ya obeka so wo ye dede na majority won wa ye kompa omonji saa de we ntu no mo doso omo doso papa ni no kure bi na meka kire mo no kure pa na meka kire mo wa hwe ye o se bi a dede na ekoso na Christopher asori aye kan na bia muzimi fo bi so da ka o ya mpesa ade no eze ye we no atama fo so aye din pa o ama fo so aye din pa ntisa enema mienu no tie entumi nche de obewi ni anase de won wi o kai be de na bay ne papa pani ofri so de fene sen America di Trump
yeah, Donald Trump, yes.
Oh, Christopher jina niema bi so asofo keka nsam hye nkompo mpa ye no me ade a ye ga na asofo nyina ye bi omo ya sa ade no hu se Donald Trump no ne subane ne hye bi wo Kristo mu na ne Bible no kopa na papa ba ku e de obaji wo ya tu America so ya Christopher man ana ye se nje be kotia we na no mo predict ewi a kire no enye ne wu hu no ana ye den ekoye won aka omanu atomo no edoso enti me ameka sei ene ejeri ene ye ka sei yenje saade ne ntum ma ye susu sa samra na betumi atu saade na se anasa no na betumi ama saade na koso na mmom ye fam de bi betumi aye ede nkyerɛkyerɛ ama ye ma ye betumi de nhyehyɛ patpo ama ye school ye nyame so man ye mpesa de we ya ye de be hyase free mfiase ne ade no ero na ye nyere ye hommɔden na pa ye po we na ye mpre na sese ye se ni we nyina ne de mpacho ho no emmoa ho ne mmoa na mom Ghana mampanin so na metu no fo ye papa no na metu no fo etobri bia kom ye bebre no kire usuban jale za utie me ya kom ye no etumi kire usuban etumi ma nipa tumi nwina asem de hyew afebe dru baabi no na oni e bi kura kire baabi a wugina enti ense bi se kwa ya na ye ka se tie yesi na ya afo asoto fom o na ya afo asoto fom izi no ba mi abenya nanka wadani ne amani wo nasemu ba to watu petetuo sa ya mpesa de na so woni mu a omen ne boss non kan se nana tie me kakra yare mi ngwachiri kakra meka no
asemo okay mama we
asemo dia utumi bisa ma asemo ma misa chirem kakra
eza chirem se dia wo kan omampanye no ready watu na numutu okohia eya Christopher I think I'm so Kumasi some time ago, years back. And only a bra oko grantee interview bia na manfo bia adwuma o mekesere ne. Official statement if Jubilee House by say o mampanye so. And na o sai kwotu na numutu e bra o hia asofo yi a o de senseme so o de tu dwa. Na ebisa se no still ye hia so mampanye ne be ye bibia fa ho ana.
Mafutu no se nyema bi wo ho a ya on tra na dwentem mpembe bre no okasa emantoto anu nyina no ye den etwa o dile na manfo so abogu so na fe oni o hye bi na akona akoka enipa sa twen se o we wakade ne nso emfiri ni mu okay se ye hwe elisi no nyina akogina so okay se ye hwe ye de ade na ba na na sign pacho won baby amechire ya no was ma make
me follow the okay pa
ada na so na nsata
say o se nsem no wo court
wow
into o train their court beka
court brebe ya
court ne de nansia na eko bosome krama
sawa ho na mrebe aso de rekotu na nim so on sign
sabre ne de na nya nkoto na nim se on sign de
enti no o check court
enti later na o ma yete yes o we de krata ankasa o kan se yeah train court
enti e-levis freight na bi ansi na naso
nde bia na Jimmy friend na bisa no
that's it
yo
yeah fanwa ho
mate afi aya abatu afe na ye nyina na eprichi asomdwei yenim na amanyofuo ya chitafo ya na ye behwe no ebinom akwakoye bibi obi kura no akwakofam no wahwere ne nkwa asofo robe na mo be play di aboa na ye wa abatu afe mu bibi etima kotote
yo jare kasachire ene afutuo members ni nyina hyeyase enti otie nsem firi ho no mo a o de suma na se ono nso nkoka asomviasem onka asema de empataba yanjintum se ye Christopher ye apatafo semeka ko Christianity mu a ye apatafo ye nshatakra wogem ye mpene se ade ye se ye de anoka no ye de sekan ye de tuo ye de atemdidie na eka enti de amde bema wonwa eye Christopher nyina ene nipa omutia Christopher asem obi biara otie yense briti sei aya bra ye nyina no yenka somwie kasa na yama ye gidi ene mpai bonso nya twuma se awrade nyankopon ahye boso no abesore no de no kuranso ababeto de da edi ye nyina na de mpai bonso ye den ade ka ho na yenso nyankopon no no ankasa enka nipa omusuro no ebi betumi afika mufuo mu ebi betumi afia Christopher mu ebi betumi afia mamufuo mu ebetumi afro obi ono de ye ka region kura de ma hu ba bi ogina saafo no betumi aka bom no ma koma ye baako omo adwen ye baako omo ya de biara omo bi so na eye na fensam a ye teteti a anope okenkan bi obi no obi anya dwenti yenyi no kura mfi na adwuma so obi wo position bi pa obo ne homoden but betumi say oni e party mu amanfo penu no mu nyana o metumi akodi nkonkonsa enti amammo no ahyase ache yesua bi wo bible mu kindarios breso esa ne perpere ye bi ane kura enifa bi nti no ebinom hyeda piapia o man pani mo koye mra bi ane onim so no ane nkofo a ebo no ho ban na omo ya no kwafo ma no no di sum na fidie ewi akire no no watom papa yo ba ya ansa na dare so bai aye ne Nebukadnezar the same thing ojafro no ekoso ma Shadrach Meshach and Abednego ni nyina yo musuban pa na omomo adom de bo aban no yesum wa fidie wan to bo ase a the man hwehwe Nyankopɔn adwene a the man hwehwe Nyamesu a eni papi omo da omo kwanya bi omo pa ye de omo penti ombe wo wa manfo ho penti de papi tum ya kyerɛw ama wo wa betu ya adwuma nyina no ya beje from nsem we want to mean no ona be kwa akɔhyɛ ne nsa edi saa de we no esai bebia ide aka nyina ne sɛ ni papa mfi sabi Pentecost mu ni papa mfi Methodist mu ni papa mfi Apostolic mu ni papa mfi Kramosuma na sabi na mom ni papa ni papa ni papa ni papa Nyankopɔn akoma so nipa ebi wo ba bia enti ye tie nipa no na asɛm tasum na kana koma na ahwɛ nipa nse ɔka ɔyɛ ebe na ma na dwo oba be prade we kura no yenim sɛ de na ɔte a ba cho safo no yento abama won yemfa Nyankopɔn nyina ɔmaki na ne ati biara ɔmanga na beye ubie wa no ka asɛm bi sɛ ɔmanga na beye yie ɛyɛ beye beye nyintum sɛ ebeye yie yempre magana ense enti yempre magana ense no yemfa akomapa ne adwempa yemi ani so na ho ba yempentem emu obi treni ni yempentem mu obi de bonye ni ma yen kase we asem de yentie yenka ne nyina mom na ne Nyankopɔn pɛ no so enye ho ɛno na be ma jere wonkom hye no atumi abam sa masa na se ehwehwe nipa nim eyi nipa ahwe we de ofri ha ene ade a de bia no ya hwehwe ne atuwi no yabotai ho
okay papa we dia ya no di fo Isaac ofosu hini jima osofo pani ebra no ane no di nguta ho we dwumadie so ono no other captain Jesus Prayer House ano ne ye ne di nkomo papa meja we video bi enenam abefo ntenta homan so aye social media sofo a se na sori man be di adanse na abayo young girl okodi adanse na danse enu no o kire se na ne ho akire no ana obi bebo ano dipa na ko han dan ama no kire se no single room se order em says 2 bedroom flat to the same so for ni hwedi no sinipa na ya odian so ase wa baba be hu mabusuafo bi saa said girl no kura yi ano no no se kire se eyompena tete sakwa ebibia ho eti papa wompena oya ade ma wa no yedi ho adanse ana yeni ho adanse because so for no bufu ipa o adanse no kura wa ma to aso bi
jere ana juya no ba video na stressa maka mun sem wa fanu ni nyina sa sore no ne sofo no etiemia omumma Nyankopɔn sore dem enyedu osofo na me wona so sisi a omumma Nyankopɔn sore dem nyedu se so nipa ya so obedi adanse a nya sebi attitude bi ni ye bi rofia bi se aso obi a person o kan ye be chen yonko de we aka we nso be kan we ekwanya ho se ya na sofo no kura no omo ji adanse no ho na sembi omo keka fa ho no pacho enkyere bia ya ye bu Nyankopɔn se Nyankopɔn tie na ne onu pa no so ne o kan no so efia komamu de Nyankopɔn yama na wahu gidie mu na ode ye den na ode ka anaso odidi na danse tafutu we no sensori ni nyina na yefa ebeboa yen kane bre no uhu onipa Nyankopɔn ye bibia ma na oba bedi adanse pa enya ne de na me hu awura ya we gina ho a oye ba kono no etoso me enu atemdidie ni asofo ne bi sa no so oye wodan na oye ose no me ba cho ense so osofo no okosa de enu mu public bra nipa no edi adanse ose papa bi aboa no na no opedan na dana no open so ka chen so ha sin room na man na nkasa ade na asofo ne kan nko nka na mo ka dan ko no ha ma no a twene se papa ya de pa so bi be your papa ti say pa de na ya bibintia enti ade kyerɛ sɛ man we no papa ya nkasa no papa ye ni ye man we mu yare mpa jo so to nka so ka jen sɛ papa na ko ha container kiosk bi ama ne sɛ onyi ne emamu ma anko mi sɛ o ya wodai
okay
na mo ka kyerɛ sɛ 3-bedroom flat hey papa no yare nya sana de ne tie yare ifa bi wo ho mo ya dɔe kɔpem sɛ so wo yi wa free bibi ma na wo yi wa free afa yare mi so asɛm kakra John chapter 4 yare temenga
papa me to nka pa
John chapter 4 Yesu ko shia Samaria ni baby
yes
Yesu nya abotre ni di nkomo osere oba no ho no made ena ono oba no bon nkomo akopum so ne bon nkomo wieye oba no owu bi nkomo na Yesu ka se hwe o ware mema maku nu sisi ya sei yo bata ho enya wo dia Yesu di ma menatem
David
one ma meni ja dan fofa maybe so one ma meni ja dan fofa
David papa
o ka se ma me se free me so ko
David
o sama na djuma ma ne ko ye wo Samaria twini pa bebre do mo bre
and the brand yeah
Jesus Christ endi asofo no ya nya trene fo nche Yesu mo ntre nche nyankopo kini ma bi wo kwa na se ehwe ni si eni pa bebre aware kwan ba ma wo pe oba ansa na waware no ba ma pe oba ansa na waware no
yeah
e wo Bible mu bebre ya ye ni ma ma ni pa bebre ye choma ware 3 days ago papa bi ba me nchen why ready for so ware o baby na o de wed na sema ba be no hwe wed no se ne dia no de do okobo ne sofo amane oba no kobo ne sofo amane se ba ma ne se yan ware wo fie na osofo nhira so na wed no ye ntumi nye no osofo no so ka kire se ba ma ne nye serious ntia enponya na chiri yari Bible yesua finashasi kopim na wiye enna obu empanifo bebre betumi aba wasori ema na ofre no me sisa sumasi da sumasi ma wa na konwa ema otesoro na enso kwa one oba ne hyase ansa no mo ware ye no ekwan one oba ne hyase ansa no mo ware ye no so o kan de a kire wa da do no oba wo wani man kan ya ga butu no eti bibia ya dinim dia na ye Rana dance die no owi a be frɛ no aka sɛ no kure no wa dance die no sɛ de na koye no da minim kura anka me kura na ma na kwan ni na ba ma na wo kana sɛm no na cho betumi ahwem sɛ ba ma na ya boafo ma na wo be hwɛ na wo ma na fa kwan pa so
yeah
na ne wa ya no die me pa cho ono ya sɔre ne tenkwanta o ma pai bebre nso ha ko betumi apɛ wo pasa no abesusu omo nsem ho atwa nka betumi aboa won be de ode ya ba ya no omuhu so omo ba omu nwie mpo na de aba abo mama ma yenye ho atrenefo enchen onyankopon yesu onyankopon asem yi a ade bi a chie bia no okwan e fa so ye den etene no edi jare ma hwe video no ma fre bebre na ma famosua de
yo
akwanya bana etu ya sofo ni nua no mofo a ene ma bi wa na meka se me amehwe awura na ne ye ne ade odidi adanse no a o ye nye kire bi no ne ade enye ne kra mu pa se ohun se nyankopon apue ade pa bi ama no na ye ne mo bi e ka bi no nso ka bi o ko ka ye tere nyonko de na mpato akotu petetu e do mo fanya disua
okay
yare kakra ho no
Yo, Papa yada sepa ne no ma wawa we ni edi ama Nyankopon hira papa. Na we dia
mama nka sembi. Na me ka semfa Ghana mambeni ho.
Yes.
Mesre baby ameka semu ye den budu bia no. Papa no otiefo mo de becheme. Na memfa na futu se tobri bia mo a mo kasa na se bi efa na manipa anu asem tu bi kosa se mi beto ho no mo a ya na entwintwase bebre no ya na time ani ma esai daja enti bibi mu a na omotu na montem na ni nyina achi no oye boss baby amachia no onfencheme pacho manuasi
Papa yada se na fa na ba tu dwai bi person no kasa
yo jari ani kasa mi nje sempa wonkoko jere wi asi nyina na ba nkoko na FSA obi obeko social media so bia no ko Captain Jesus TV ubenya wo Facebook Captain Jesus TV ubenya TikTok Captain Jesus TV ubenya wo YouTube ubehu ni ama na nsem a ekoso ye numbers nyina so ewo so a wonsa betumi aka na wa wontie na wonim no etumi aboa ma wa ma ho aye ha na wa hwehwe prophet a wo kasai osempaka ni a wote ni nim sede ne dwumadi etie na nkyerɛkyerɛ tie enyankopɔn nsɛm katie sede o siye patafo sede o kalipa bom sede o ntiti ni pentam sede o kyerade sede o pre o man kɔsoɔ ɛne adoma kyɛtie enyankopɔn de ama na ɛsayare ma nkunimdie so pa nipa brabom orofo benya ne saa my number is 054 86 72 976 054 86 72 976 but the back also can ho a 0277 232
0277 okay
yeah 0277
0277
232
774
Yankopon adom nka wo bia
enka wo so ye da se
so me da se
papa nya me hira
o nshira mo so papa
amen
amen so nkoso
amen
ye nkoso anso atie mo
papa cho ya te ye da mase ba Yene Captain Jesus Prayer House of Opinion a friend Odifo Isaac Ofosu Heni Jima. Ono ne yene din common comprehensively head fa especially about to afia yebom ene eye ye nyamesom a ye de totototo abato ho. Ene eno ama asofo binom ye wura abato afi mu a aya awom ye. Oba wa eni anopai ama yenso. Ejidi se wonso wani ada ho. And the number no mesisu bi mama wa 0548 672976 0548 672976. I don't papa mon komo. Now ubenya nyamemu engosra. Ono ni yene no edi nkomo. Ya to adwuma de ne so na medical boss so. Say na me special guest a obebe fia ha. Oye trotro for penye the man Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. FABAG. Eye womo a etitiri womo kra eye enuane ene doko ensa yenom ni ade omo de bre yen no omo ka bomku chochofo panyin ide ni ye Owura Samuel Agri Sami ya wakwa ba ya to ka che na FABAG from what is saying
omo
kakra.
Yes, for good kakra.
Okay, good. Na another your friend was a man of friend woman engage mo. Omo engage mo. Na say na etie. So far the business community JDM engage Orala Kojocha Martin engage Dr. Mahmoud Baumia engage yan hu ahia se wo mo engage mo ususu se ebetimi the results bi aba wo mu bia ba be mampani ana
no I'm say we share a promo boni na na ne nyinaa gyina sɛ ɔmode ɔmo nkratoa to dwa sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a business community no ebenya confidence bi wɔ mo mu a ne bɛto aba ama wɔ mo na sɛ ɔmo hyɛ yɛn bɔ sɛ ne ɔmo betumi ayɛ no yɛn gyentum na ɔmo ba ɔmo bɛyɛ na ne nyinaa no hwɛ nea akɔso ne nyinaa na messages ni bi wɔ hɔ no mu a wɔn sɛ political talk ɛna bi wɔ hɔ no so a wobɛbisa wɔn sɛ are they doable if yɛkan sɛ wohwɛ nneɛma atwa mu dada ɛne nea ɛkɔ so far ɛne nea ɛbɛba no a sɛnea nka yɛn yɛsusu sɛ ɛkɔ no ɛnyɛ saa na ɛkɔ no nti yɛba no sɛ yɛhyɛ bɔ a yɛyɛ asɛm ne sɛ ana wɔbɛtumi ayɛ nneɛma na ɔmɔka no nyinaa na wohwɛ engagement nankasa food and beverage as a sector nankasa we are yet to engage all of them. But so far, no, we share your friends saying, Adancha Mantin, the Ushaguta, any other friends and associations. And the Omusha that to Omon class on the go, Intino, Omoko. We share John Mahama, the Swan, so Omotum cried the Mamun and Omusha. In fact, unfortunately, those times in Yanamini around intimate to me and Kobe. And now your friends and Bauma, the sure say. Other your friends saying candidates and so on be the same. Into no you share no more say food and beverage community no yes so be engage you but engagement no shouldn't be say we just meet them, tell them what the situation is. Now on make a chance say oh me say because your political dispensation and yet this affair mo never started. I started every friends saying constitution from 1992.
Current dispensation 1992.
Intino yehu campaign anko fire and then ya umbeka so mbetumi aya and also no went to me anye and your friends and vague promises I am in ABC 2016, 2020, 2020, and 2024. Mukuswa or more yen. If you are baby says, yes, you are be free moana. As I say, we share promises in Libya. In fact,
I know yes, papa.
Mudians
and yes,
yo,
tax amnesty. Obinson, tax amnesty at Dr. Baumia. Alan Chamatin support or there's a normally be a but flat. Just say your port or no, Bubedaho, JDM, and so as she also eka, and your quiet just a monoma, a more crab and also go to your duty be and also a bebu a year Mukomo. The end, I know yes, she also said, nay, and be a
Maminfa Mahamadi.
Okay.
And started. No, we share name of your kind. It says 24-hour economy. A very good idea. My problem now, when I say in Crawford, a disseminated information and as a more church, they are not going further. And so much to me church, am I in Yantias here? As I say, we share the current system near one manufacturing sector, especially the big ones in India. People now running almost about 3 shifts.
Okay.
So 3 shifts, is about 6 hour, 8 hour shift. That gives you the 24-hour, for instance, system. To be back at you say, but there are other sectors coming on board. You bet me aye juma. Man aye. Ofa bibi to say ECG. You bought 5 and 4:30. Total shutdown. It doesn't work. Until there's a problem somewhere, how do you do it? Anka sanko fwe. Bet me aye juma. Around the clock. Woko to prepaid. One kasa facilities over. No be kono 4:30 no mapon. anka 4:30 na yapon no a new shift should take over now omutumi ye adwuma bi a amaye hu say in fact anytime you light person so utumi drive ko ho nko a there will be light for you so me wo krom na me ye adwuma na say ya bomb 12 o'clock going home shouldn't be a problem because there will be bus system nkofo ye adwuma ombeba ebi ko adwuma nti bus ni ye adwuma ebi su ko fie nti bus ni ye adwuma na just say round the clock no we are working the buses are working now when you get to town at this time na say we share government buses na nkasa na they are not working ya bobe 10 ya ko park buses ya pon adentia esan say ye tune ye ho in such a way say ye bo no numpe enyina ye pentema kofi e beka say ediane say me pentema komifi akohwe memba mbesema ko yesi but we need to structure the economy in such a way say we'll be working around the clock nti say me edwuma obebi kura na say me fi say market issue na say metumi asan ko ebi obebi even 2 hours 3 hours this is the time because if you look at the peak season now like I say professionals ebe take you over na say woko your friends saying between the hours of 6 p.m. no ede kwa go see the next 4 a.m. and I said the next 6 p.m. At 6 a.m. at the bechino be won say nkrophobia ho no mo they can work in between those hours and just say supermarket be adwuma 24 hours ayempon there be omode wo hwe o musika seminars anema na they will ebedu bebi no enye da ye bepon nti we need one bepon ye be restock here be sanema no but we need to structure it in a way say things will run according to the way they are talking about until we need people to really educate us on what they are saying on that campaign platform. And now, we share no kind of your friends saying, but now your presentation, man, we share the double taxation. If you want more triple, Maka once a month, I say our tax system and the way we levy on tariffs, and now the duty that we pay is abnormal because the whole of Africa, and especially in West Africa, Ghana is a very expensive country. Anka, we share situation more you want. We say most of the landlocked countries, Nanka be brina far Ghana as their transit point. Intino, they use our territory to get to where they are. And yes, we are cheaper, but then we share geographically now the way they are able to access their friends and landlocked areas now is better using the Ghana economy. But unfortunately, we share the way you structure your own with the high cost of living now. To me, until when they come here, instead of using our territory, they go to Togo, which is cheaper. They go to Cote d'Ivoire, which is cheaper. Now, we are losing business, but the government doesn't care. Oh, and so sekana yehiano abama omanu ehia wono. Ye masa sekana nyina ahwe akọ. Na menje ndi se sa kwan no na esese ye faso. Nti so bi bana se obehye bobi. No se sa niema no me ba me ye firi ho no mo a. Ensese ye hwe ne tra ese ye commitment. Bia ye betumi hold omo accountable when they luckily win the ballot. Now, yet may be so. Some of can say no. To be to me, and I mean to me, now you know. Say, ye, ba media money, kasa. It's answer, I will share your bono. You are failing on it. But say, ye no more pam. I say, ye kasa sanema we are okay. Oba me obaswa, why, and the any who say, Yaukas obey. Ebe na sa sem bi frifo a ye be kan ho asama na ye ka nti no bo abortion no mo hwe ni na no ye nhwe se o metumi aye na uba your friend saying Dr. Baumia de no so a in fact ono nsem a mo kan ni na no wo hwe obi ti say the president a year 2016 nema mo ka say ye ba ye be me media ne say oka say obo behwe na industry ho ahihia o yeside no enis dollar no ebegina amana ejuma akoso ama o ma no etumpon obi abenye sika guni bottom but oka sansem ni nyina no we are looking behind niema na ye femu a eni niema esi before na wo show bi to say His Excellency the President na niema yakobu nyina free 1992 abc 2016 he's the best man to know what has happened to this country and therefore also if he assumes the mantle of leadership he will be able to turn things around and untina to abandon the man but unfortunately from 2016 up to 2024 what have we seen? Total disaster. The economy has been turned upside down in a negative way. Now, I say, or President Bianco be free officer for years to come, decades to come, millennium to come, we'll still mention his name as the best president who came and did things that turned this economy around, and people can really give him the thumbs up. But unfortunately, people use him as an accolade of failure, which is not the best. Now, we share the vice president, as is here, or vie for the position of the presidency now. We share the master in some of our caning, he has come back to debunk most of them through his campaign. Now, so Bekaya Rollins in Kensinaka, what happened? Because the man was not doing what he's supposed to do. So he kicked him out. But unfortunately, in this dispensation, you dare not do that because of political expediency. But if we are honest people, we will do what is just. These are people who have sworn by the Quran, who have sworn by the Bible, and yet still they lied through their teeth. Itino say, Yebeshe noa, inka mremo yewe. Rebecca said, when you swear by the Bible or the Quran and you do things that are not just, will take you on, either they impeach you or they do what is supposed to be done. It's say, you don't swear by the Bible and lie, you don't swear by the Quran and lie. Intino, say, ye can say na microphone must swear sa position in parliamentarians in way. They are not being honest with the constitution. We hold the allegiance to. Now, we share Dr. Baumia, ne campaign or yeni na. Waka say me ba, me to me I say, at one point in time, Orchester your friend is saying, GRE, say, omo yusu brute force. There are the omo yano and yano kwansun anyway. But you are the masters in the seat, and you are the one giving the direction for the money to be collected. What you do or what you put in place, the policy that you introduce in terms of taxation, GRA is the one going around collecting the money into whatever means they will use, which is desirable to them. That is what they will do. Ubekaya mribi mekaye say kwanya omofaso. And yet business people are not harassing. They harass. They are not armed robbers. And when you are going to take taxes from them or more breachy, your friend is saying electronic system, my friend say VAT, electronic VAT system. Because a network. Na say bibi ko chima ubehwe say eden na course wo fa phone crowd to me free bisa say eden na course wo hwe mribi omukọ ya omuka so mako akochichi your friends saying shop managers is and say VAT system no there seem to be some infraction ni na omuka bo omukra po no the money being talked about it's not even up to 50,000. Oh, as I say, network failure no. Ebema distance. Never say no AC. Ubeshe say me your officer na say me ti ho na me yes ejuma na. Na me ya ni say me fa phone na me bisa. Me bisa your friend is saying shop manager say na ye hu wa na den na ekoso. And automatically, it should tell you, say, the network is not even working. So, now your Chrome one more, our Wi-Fi system is not foolproof. It doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
Well, open, you have to pay for it within your secular friends and area now. Until when these people are having challenges in that area now, we pamper them, we go to them and ask why, and then fix the problem for them where we can. Then we do it for them. Now, we don't go to them with brute force. Now, Ekoba Nisano, these are the people in government who knew what was happening. And they heard and saw on TV and heard say, we are complaining, and then chastising the government for their way of approach, which is not right. They never said anything until campaign time. You come and then chastise the very people who are doing all these things. And when they came out to complain, say, the vice president has not dealt with them in a way, as I say, professionals, they sack all of them. So they changed the board, they did that because of all these things. But when we do things in a political way, without looking at how the country itself should be run in honest and sincere manner now, this is the way we find things going. Because sometimes we, the electorate, we want to hear things that cannot be done. When people come to say things that are impossible, we hear them for what they said. We don't ask them, what did you say and what have you done? Previously, what the things that you said, we need to measure them by it. When the man said the city is now going to be stable from 3 cities, 60 pesos, 3 cities 65 pesos at the time that you assume office. The city started running. When it got to 5 cities, 70 pesos. Also, my city, me did not prison. Me the nama vice president. He said this in a public forum, and when these things started running, as you see in 13 cities, when the man stood there, nobody asked him those questions. Say, this is what you said. What has happened now? And then we use figures to justify why the city should reach 13 cities. The 3 cities, 65 pesos, and 13 cities. How can they justify, say, that one is better? But this is a man who is telling us that 13 cities is better than 3 cities. And then we hail him because we just want to run the political front. And so we think, say, a joke. This is not a joking matter. So if the man is not a politician, don't try to be a politician. It seems, say, when you're a politician, telling lies to the public is a mantra, and therefore we should all hail such a thing. It's not something that we should joke about. If you look at the system that we are running today, and you look at businesses, how much they've lost in terms of investment, the money that they've lost.
Before I go on, Yansha a new year response cry, GR response to the buy. Minister and some Dr. Baumia can more business people now on Mokatio no. And on one so fair chile no who say yes. And one my echo suni. These are the realities if you see the business community. GR response about almost just almost the sikan or more target. One more target and a target and a crown if problem name one Dr. Baumia.
Who says the policy? And who says my subordinates, they should go for the money? It's the government who says the policy, and his own arm, GRA, and he says, "Ose mon kwana mon kojiskan mbremi. Kwan ya mo fa so mo jiskan mon jimbremi. Omo jiskan no, kwan ya mo fa so the brute force no. And no mo di G sesikan and they reach their targets. So they are proud to announce to the government that we have achieved our target in excess. Every year, year on, we have achieved our targets. And you hail them. But you don't ask them, what method did you use to collect the money? Did you kill? Did you collapse businesses? Did you use force? Which we don't want. But you hail them for achieving the target. But how they achieve the target, you don't want to hear that. But on political platform, you come and stand on the podium and tell us, hey, you are using brute force, but when I come, I will change things. What is happening now that you cannot change? There are so many things that you can change now. You said when you come, you give your friends a tax amnesty.
Yeah.
We've told you time and time again, from 2019, not even 2019, 2018 or 2019, when things started turning around, we told you that, look, from the angle that you setting things, we will need to be careful. Professionals have told you, technocrats have told you, business people have told you. So we came to 2020, when COVID came, then everything was pushed onto COVID. Say, oh, COVID na aye, intina aye, inema akwasa. But you were warned before, all over the world. Serious economies, and now even the poorest country are not going through what we are going through today, because they put in place systems that they need to put to ensure, say, they achieve the needed results. We are giving donor funds, citizens contributed in fighting this COVID. At the end of the day, what did you get? COVID tax. Because you said I've given freebies. But the free money that we're giving to you from the donors, from our own citizens, from the business community, did we ask you to pay back? No. So why do you then levy us COVID tax that we should pay for it? Now, it's still on our status books that we are paying for. So, it is so many things that they themselves brought on board that has led to the collapse of the economy. Corruption, high exceedancy, people do things the way they are not supposed to do. They go and then take money. I mean, they literally steal. Our economy is being raped in the daylight, but nobody is complaining. And when things go wrong, we find way and means, and then we push it onto your friends and other sectors. Say, oh, Ukraine, war, what has happened? What has it got to do with us? Ukraine, Russia, is Ghana part, and have we sent peacekeeping there that is draining our economy? No. UN Krapono, they've not sent a soldier there to go and seek for peace. Because when UN goes there, the whole world money follows. This is not there. So why are we still saying, say, COVID and Ukraine war? It's because of that our economy is suffering. The other economies, who also went through, your friends saying COVID, and then went through seeing Ukraine, Russian war. Which of them, among all these countries, who has come out to say, this is because of these reasons, into our economy is going down. But rather, their economies are doing well, but ours are going down, and then we are still blaming COVID and the friends saying Ukraine-Russia war. And the things that you set in place, one casa policies now be set, to guide you. That is where we are facing problems. And we are telling you, say, you can go back and unfold some of these policies because they are man-made. So try to do things that can run this country in a very positive way instead of retrogression. Because if there's anything to go by, then you look at it, say, at what trend and again the strength, as opposed to the way it went down. If it will regain its power, it will take time. Into when you come and stand on a political platform and say, things are bad, when I come, I'll fix it. Are you not part of the problem? Do you need to become a president before these things are done? You are head of the economic team. So go to your vice president, the president, the things that you don't believe in. Tell him, because he believes in you. And you are the one fronting everything. He gave you the mandate because he says, look, when you with you by his side, Ghana will go forward. So the man, yes. And what stops you from telling him, say, yen, even now.
At the end, no account.
No. Even now, Anna President, she said, you should become a president. By 2024, end of it, you should be the president. What is stopping them from turning things around to make sure that people, the electorate, believe in you, so that the things that you have said, or the things that you did,
what should process in that?
I see. If there's any tax relief that you want to give today, and coming 2025 before you give, do it now. Let the tax holidays, the waivers begin now, because you are part of the problem. Don't wait till 2024, end of the friends saying election, when our businesses are collapsed, then you come and tell us, I will revamp it. When you don't get the opportunity to do that, what are you going to do then? You mess up the economy and leave and go and sit home. See, our constitution is so strong, say, people who steal our money cannot go home scot-free. But it's the politicians and the parliamentarians who set them free, because when I do it today and things go wrong, the next government that comes, they also will let me free because they cannot do certain things. But if we are a serious country here, anybody who commits crime, we will take them on even when there's a change of government. We will not let them go scot-free because it's the taxpayers' money that has been taken. So, until this is the time, if there's anything to do, if the vice president has anything to do, this is the time. But you don't go and make promises on a friend is saying a political platform say, this is what I will do when I become president. You made those promises, you made those campaigns, and we voted for you, and things have gone wayward. And then Sisi and Pache say, "Ensama to me, na be president answer which me aye." Sanya man. Oshe recently, your friend saying, Muslim festival end of your friend saying fasting your friend saying your man platform. He says me LGBTQ no, I don't agree. But I don't think that is the place as our comment. Esan say your own president is finding it difficult even to accept this this bill as signed to law. No. He's not able to sign it. So therefore, if the man is finding challenges, you go to him, discuss it with him, and then at best, he will then sign on the quiet. So that when you come and stand in public and you are making that comment, everybody knows you and your master, you are the same. But your master is saying something else, and you are also saying something else in public. So the two of you, why? And now, so say two Abanuma will not also be a president. What would then change? So because at this time now, you are in a boat that is sinking, and all of you are still in it. But you stand in the boat that is sinking and tell yourself, why don't you jump out of the boat and then let the boat sink? But you are in the boat sinking, and then you are telling us, he's part of the problem that Ghana is going through. And he should take steps at time still on our vice president. He shouldn't make promises again. Promises, in the time, this is not the time. His time is action. Then 8 months now, he can do so many things. He can turn so many things. But he should go ahead and do it.
Maybe the director of communications, that was no Wednesday. Na adie yo keken dia Dr. Baumia eken omo wa ben mu ontimi nye no say yes tesa tax ya wo ken kran also on the GR4 kran wo mo kwa Estonia. That was last month. And nyina na part of the process. I just say wo ma sha ase yes said dia some na waka no om be sha ase ye bi kran say akwa. This is assurance.
You see, don't wait the 3 months election. Then you introduce policies, things that, assuming you lose power, it will be very difficult for the incoming president.
Very good.
So, Sisiano, if you don't win the things that you put in place, you are making it very difficult for whoever becomes a president to change. Because you do it and apply it in law. So you come and it takes time. Either you write it off and you do that. It also takes process for them to reverse. It's when you look at it, if there's no money, can I still waive these taxes to get the money that we need to run the economy? Can we do ABCD to get the needed taxes that we need? As I say, we introduce now, I can say triple and double taxation is what is killing us in the business sector. Are we still going to change the status quo? Oh, the things that you do today should be in a positive direction, so that even when you are not there, whoever assumes that mantle of leadership will not face so much difficulty to fix them. Now, Yanka say, now we buy, onokra went to me and yet, because young electors will look forward to what whoever is the president introduces to turn around the economy. So when we are facing these challenges now, this is the time to fix it. We have said it's not going well. So what do? Don't make promises that will come 2025. This is the time. We must benefit when you are part of the problem. Solve the problem as it is. You don't have any political campaign to give promises other than fixing the problem that we are in now. When you fix it, the lotteries will also be there to give you the electoral vote that you are deserving, you are asking for. This is the time. As for the promises, for me, I'll tell him he has been a promise. He has made so many promises, and he has been a failure, and he has lied. Because when you promise something that you couldn't do, you are a liar, and that is how myself I will determine, or I will call him, that he has been a failure in certain sectors, in spite of all the good things or other things that they have done. For us, we look at the things that affect us. Obia beshenia the sector no ending buano no aka hwasem. Esan say we buy na nke ye I don't think so I'll be sitting here talking about the failures that has engulfed the business community. Yes, this is not the time to make campaign promises, but this is the time to make campaign for fixing the problem. Don't wait when it's 3 months to the time. You do it, and then it becomes a problem for all of us. We need to have a solution and then fix it. This is how we want it. Now let's take Alan's promises that he's also been making.
Freeport.
It's the best. And yes, say into your duty. But say into your duty now. What is the end effect resource you bring from there? Because this is the money that will run the economy. If it's Freeport, and you said we don't pay duty, how are you going to get the money? If we don't pay duty, and the tax is going to be fixed in a way that you bring out your goods, but you pay 20% or 25% or 30% across board, then we know, say, going forward, when I bring out my goods and I sell, straight away, it's a fixed rate, 30% I'm going to pay to government. Then we are on the same page. Or you pay a very low rate in duty, and then you pay another fixed rate in the taxation system. When it comes like that, how are they explaining it to us? Is it by saying, I'll make it a Freeport, and that is the end? The other, your friends saying, antecedents I can't hold in. Let us see them. Explain to us, and let us know, say, this is how I'm going to do it, and this is how it will benefit the economy. Togo is doing it. How are they doing it? So if I'm also going to do it, this is the way I'm going to do it. Explain to us. We need to hear. but don't make the promises. And then when you come, you sit and then tell us, oh, make high and so. We first send your name at Tena, mean to me, in the Abeni say, Debbie. Omunina no Bia promises Oyen. Go ahead and explain to us, and let's see how it will be implemented. Otherwise, it's also a very good promises, a good policy that he has announced. If he's able to become a president, we'll hold him to those friends and details. This is what you promise, and this is how you should do it. And you know, say, all your promises now, Monshe, Mankasa, what is on the ground, the IMF that we've entered.
Yeah.
You cannot say, I've cancelled that program. And you know, I'll go this way. But whatever money they have given to the economy, as for them, they will take it too. By the time the program ends, you know, that money has been paid back. So then you find your own solution going forward. And the discipline that you need to put in place to ensure, say, the corruption barely doesn't exist. So I don't know if people will steal from the economy. It shouldn't be the way we are seeing it today. They are politicians or they are following a politician, and then within a space of 2 years, 1 year, they put up mansions, buy multiple cars, and have thousands of dollars in their account, and they boast of it. I mean, what kind of job will pay for that? People who have worked for 30 years in their life are not even able to put up houses. But the very moment they say they are politicians and they follow a politician, within the space of 6 months to 1 year, you see them living good. And within the community, we praise them. I mean, what kind of country are we in? Don't we ask questions when the politicians come and they make promises, when they assume office, when things are going wrong? Why don't we ask them the things that they said they would do and they couldn't? People are building mansions. No state institution is investigating them. Even a friend saying asset declaration. Today, as we sit, most of the parliamentarians have not declared their assets. And they are still amassing wealth. The politicians, the party members are still amassing wealth. So it becomes a norm. And we sit and watch as citizens. This is not the way we must run our country at all. Into no, your best more near more markers on Bayano. People who have genuinely borrowed money, brought in their investment, they are losing their money every day. How do we protect them? Businesses are collapsing. How do we protect them? Yeah? There's a company that used to produce Hollandia. We need a franchise to produce in this country. So the very moment you start producing and the factory is set up and the products start coming into the market, what must you do? We must regulate the parallel imports. But we allow the Nigerian products to come into this country.
And be competing heavily.
So at the end of the day, the company has to stop and close that facility because they can't meet the competition. You see? But these are companies that are paying taxes to you, the government. So why can't we protect them? So, there are so many ways, and there are so many things going on that is affecting our economy. When we are losing taxes or the payment of taxes now, and those few that exist, then we formulate the same strategy. Let us increase the taxes and go to the same people or the businesses that are left and charge them higher taxes for them to pay, which is not fair. We need to protect the companies we have, expand their facility, bring in more investors for them to invest so that the taxes will be paid. I always say, Sasha, when companies employ more people, the IRS that they pay, internal revenue, almost salary. That's the highest tax that every employer pays. So if you are an employee and you take home your salary, if you look on your statement, was pay slip near the amount. IRS is the highest. Your snake contribution can do for half of that money. So you are paying a chunk of that money to government. So therefore, government should have an interest in expanding the business community so that we can take more people. So if you have a community of 5 million employees paying you different varied difference in IRS in income, how much do you think you'll be earning as a government? Expand. Let us have more employees on the ground. Business should be operational, and then you set up the hospitals, the roads, the schools, and then the things that you can do to give us any rebate. If you are a SNP payer, there should be a timer. You should also benefit free money, not when you go on retirement. You should enjoy some of your money when you have a problem.
Yeah.
You see? But we don't have these systems in place. And we always tax. And even the tax that you are paying them in triple. When you are buying one item, so many taxes on the same item. But the cost of that product is so minimal. But the taxes alone is almost about 65% of that product. Why? This is the way the economy is going. Businesses are collapsing, and therefore we need to take time and ask ourselves what is making them collapse. Those that cannot perform their optimal way, what are we going to do to protect them? This is the job of government. And when you call us and sit us and we tell you, say, these are the problems that we are facing now. You should have interest in us, and then those things that we have complained of, you go and solve them. Now you will say, oh, ASEM way beka no, abano, itu anamo, say na waye no, intino ye better nasi. But very often, we come back to complain. Sister, we share all the friends and business representatives, associations now. Nobody is complaining anymore. Nobody is talking. Because the very things that we have complained, they've not listened. So, and now, we share the way things should go now. We shouldn't tie politics with business. You see, we should be very independent from government as they go. So that at least when they are going wrong, we should be able to tell them, we are going wrong. We are going on the right direction, on the wrong direction. No, your friend is saying, institutions should align themselves to government and say, or threaten government, say, if you don't do this for us, we are not going to vote for you. We are not going to do this and that and that. All of us, this is not our mandate, and we should hold them accountable. This is all my problem. We should hold them accountable for what they say and what they do. If they are not able to do the things that they said, why are we sitting quiet? We should hold them for them to do ABC. Sempa. So money now, you can't home na say on be yadepa no manage na yina ye kwakoto lighter. Any MPP, any PNC, any
Okoto obi anim. Na mami be say what can light mami can metie for said na special guest amidi kan no bon komo e wa ha oye general secretary and the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana Samuel Agri on ne ye no edin komo no kan light asem na bibi sa and can you do me saying this affect them?
A big problem. Oh.
I can do man you can want some enra make up a spraying shop and run I say to me. Na between
we spray no crap on to cost him more. As I say, bedroom baby, I say for some paper at a different cost. So I'm passing on cost now, ma on our boca. So wait man now they are going to wait you can so we know the man. So we share yeah, set up nankasana. Debia meka say we need to have enclaves for manufacturing. And you know, if we have all this set up, if power becomes a problem,
yeah,
even who say, "Sir, enclaves no, all the time or more power," and yet residential areas, manufacturing areas, where now businesses in us and for more back on person we tie and for monka into Beco na ye tie wa ha ye car accessories ye we wa omunyina was our line no se food a ukọ say oh omo brown half into omonko brown half omonye hono mo ye beverages ne sane man we ni na ye kan pharmaceutical ye nko water region ye beko no omo hono bebre na so this way no we are able to plan the way our power should run. Until if we have a thermal plant that we want to give to these industries now, we know how to distribute it. How they can produce at a cheaper cost. Because if you take food, for instance, food should be expensive. And says anybody in cry or kwambiaso. Intino say electricity cost in ensure never masanya manai problem. We have catered for those ones. Intino, your processing should be cheaper because you have cheaper light. You have way because we are able to direct the power to you at a cost. But here's the case, sir. When these people come into this country and they want to invest, especially the Chinese people, most of them, they want to operate in their friends saying residential areas. Those that are far, they also want to operate at the blind side of GRA so that taxes, they don't pay. On person mu ye adwuma no omko amman fan say miamia ansa na GRA kra bedru ho no omo taxes no yo mutumi ntia nti GRA be ko ho na che say omo brands am be hu say oh sa company we sa na be ha no hye na o yes ane ma no edi ewe nti no say yetumi ana a segment friends saying industries now. The be say these are domestic areas, residential areas, and these are manufacturing areas. Intino, if it comes to processing now, you bet me aboa amanako enim. Na yan kobani say sisiano ye na adwuma na skata. Intino say ye dum kania na ye bedum residential area where bekono na factories be 4 na 5 bi ehye homo a omuntumi enye adwuma no. Intino emwa sisi askra no hwe the way a omo ration power na okay emre bia enche bia paper bi buy omo ka say ECG the power a friend saying rationing aba
no power okay timetable
no mo de ba no mo de bank
say I don't know man farm mampo
no social media
but na eye
omo say enye ECG
omo say na eye ECG but na 2023
okay na 2023 no yeah
last year mo ho baby
power ration in 2023 nyame hu ni say that paper was designed in 2023 for 2024 and unfortunately no be leak here nti no mo so enye omo but when you look at the paper ebeto odwana omo say enye omo no now we share what is happening now. Go back and look at it. But say, and one or more yen. You dundum kaniano anyhow. But main problem ni say, sisiano with the domestic light na yeton. You koto kaniana o monfama in units.
Okay.
They say near top prepare friends saying
unit go
your phone so now. You to me who say may use sa unit way. Electricity must also be given in units. Because what 10 cities in a week 10 cities now what on? It be a double for 5 days. But this time I do about 3 days. Sometimes we do about 4 days. I will use the same gadgets. They take or increase the power at the blind side of the consumer without you knowing say or more increase it. This thing is something that is going on. I say you bet me isia no a and the yemfa credit no so me bana meton 100 cedis give me in units and then I can plan how I use my gadgets. But unfortunately, you buy the power instead of using it for 5 days, you go and it will give you 4 days and 3 days. And sometimes if you are not careful, power no, it will not come on, especially in Kofa or Muyusu, your friend is saying, phone to buy their power. No.
Yeah.
But sometimes on the network, scanner what on the crown, it will not come. Yeah, too, in your power. No. There's a big problem that we are facing. And, for us in the industry, it's not palatable. Say, stable power. Senka Krobia. It's only when an embra disaster in Subeto and from a baby na ebema lights. Oh, it be baby light poles now. Yeah. Natural disaster.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
Nanka, Rebecca say, but say we yen deliberate. Young consumers, we can take you on. It's better to me to work of court. As I say, contract, is to give us power. Into some top power, no. Now me drew you as a power in ye juma. Then what have you done? You've cheated me. Into I can take you to court. But here's the country, we are not educated in those areas. This is where we need to be educated, so that they can also sit up and do the right thing. As I say, they are taking us for granted for too long, and things are not going where the way it's supposed to be because we, the citizens, are always quiet. And I don't think a country that is serious, that is waiting say in technology, in development, you better not see any actually say and every moonlight be call off. The way I'm going. Listen, say almost about 70% of collection is done through the prepaid system. They have no excuse to ration power. If they don't have the power, then don't take our money. And so wouldn't say wouldn't need power. Men might embrace power na anye jumano. Sambre na metua kana anye jumana watimen. So power ne by so my dear mommy. I'm dear majuma. And on say ube mommy units in friends and credit in units. Yeah, unit. Na men who say wudum kaniano. Me units e ka 10. Me kono na 10 no so. Na nye say me ube timi na fi kaniano beba no. Na me 2 cedis na ka no. Abeka 1 cedi minim. Na fi ese me sanko to another power na me de go so. We need to transform our whole system. It's not proper because we are being taken for granted. Sana mekano. As I say, never be uncle ye no. Ukoka na yati nisi usu. Say sani pawe. Say ne say kwanya say ye didn't faso. Ye didn't be faso ni. Sani amano. Say ye jai. Ye kan na say ye kan. Nukremu na ye kan. Intino ye nhwe say sani amano. You be ye free honum. Ni ebe ko enima wasupem. Anya sadia if you are government, na say want to me and yes I na say citizens no. Etem bia yesu. Ni ka say nema nko ye. Na manko ye. Wankasa no woda. Esan say
enuma yin so mo na mo cheche na matimi afa.
Ntino ye hwe wo no. Wo ede na wo ya maye. Ese yetna se ye na hwe se nema ba ko ye. Okay.
Right. General Secretary, Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, FABAC, Samuel Agri, and Yeneno, AD and Common. It is the idea, sir. Young producer, the JDM can be also very restricted importation of no maybe a bit my yawa. Say, waka. Just like said, you are not like a parliament and so about Bedia Tuman. Until Sir and Norman at the same
parliament, no. Nancy Anka,
one more.
At the course, young gentleman. Yajituma, Esan say, Law Nankasana, or Mupase mu introduce me. Ubecranium and a sort chibi, Unya was winning wine, one of the directors. Ejumanimu sikasen na mudi she I mean nema na omobobo so no nyina na enta so pe and na wo hwe the way na ye pese economy me dey bia make say it's in the right step, but we are putting the cart before the horse. How can we ride? We can't. You see, we will restrict rice importation. You can't say ASEM way. Kofu abreso. What have we done to ensure?
Nigeria
Nigeria at the end is a second issue. In fact, if I take you through, it will become a problem. Because a Monaco Benin, a dozen in Ghana, Benin on population is less than 30 million.
Okay.
One money this amount. Okwa, a mono now were close to the Nigerian border. How did you get to Nigeria? Benin for this amount. To go for Kofa. It is Simon and Faneko. Does it go through Nigeria to Cameroon? Oshe Yamuna Yedia or North Hana. Nigeria for no, Ubekono na trailers, this is your. And you're ordinary articulated so. Ties with 36 ties. It's in Nigeria, North for. They take all our rice away. So, I don't want to go the Nigerian way, but let's talk about Ghana. What have we done to make sure, say, Yankasano, we are able to save our rice to the time, to me, we need silos. We need to expand our irrigation system. Osha Rollenstein, Aveyume, Omuka said Ghana will produce 20 million tons of rice. And the whole of West Africa, Nanka, I say, ye to me produce near Toma, it is electricity. I will produce electricity. No, Osha be a light in a free banner, in soon free banner, every infaneba, every working higher neighbor, neighbor, black water, the sauce no, a war, a ho.
Yes.
Intino, ya kasa electricity, into me in your light. Ye in your light in the way say in intino. Yen linear echo okinana. They also close that gap. And once they close it to produce their own power, power never produce one moon never to home. So and then so no crop in yadia rani akosobo no crop will become a problem for you. So saa na monetier nanka yenya saa ladabo your friends experience no and I say idea say you be produce a mono kroma no nanka I say make sure say saa mono e betumi aye adwuma na afi no ye ne saa no you be introduce into the other countries no no mo so aba krom hanom abeto amo to senia and I say beyond aba krom hanom abeto amo to senia ye krade ba.
Yeah.
So but from that time up to now, what have we done to ensure, say, we have rice in excess? We don't import rice. When the vice president said we've been able to save $400 million, then I asked myself, that $400 million now you're saving is because of the policy that you put at the port and the cost of the cedi. That is why people have stopped importing. But that 400 million, what has it translated into, your friends say, into production of rice? No. So, if the farmer goes to the bank to take money to run their business, we give them between 30% and 35%. Now, we are farmer na so just a loan, even at 15%. Na say o di koshe form, na say harvest na nye ye pe. You've lost. How do you pay that money back to the government? Irrigation system must be done by the state and let the people go out there as peasant farmers and produce the rice that we want. When the rice is produced, the harvesting time, we go in there as government and buy the rice from these farmers. So they have a guaranteed purchaser. So we buy them and put them in silos and then wait for the time that rice becomes scarce and then push them onto the market. So we have a 3-tier system. Our farmers running, not silos running in the 3-tier system. So when the first one goes, the second one comes, the third one is released, and then the cycle continues so that the imports will not come. We say that we spend $1.4 billion dollars in importing rice. So therefore, we should ban rice immediately. If we ban rice today, in 3 months, Ghana will go hungry. Ghana will go hungry. So if they produce the rice, last time it now we say, Oma you produce enough rice, but Omunya
out of all.
Adentia. We came up with a concept as food and beverage. And they say, we as marketers, we buy the local rice.
Okay.
Importing has to be curtailed by percentage. Inti there's a percentage of 20%. So, will be given to the local market.
The local market.
Intino say $400,000 $4 million na me de cry monaba. Emu 800,000. So will be reserved for the local farmer. Intino the banks specifically at that time, ABSA Bank, they said, we will support at a lower interest. So that once we are bringing in the rice, at that 20%, we go to the farmer and tell him, say, and I say, aggregator, and I say, Milano, say, this is what I have for you. They buy your rice, they bring it to us, we order the bank to pay the money. So once the money goes, the order is given, then this money goes back into the economy, to the miller, to the farmer, and the farmer also get the money and then starts again. It will be a continuous way. But here is the case, the situation is such that people produce the rice and they want to bag them and sell them. You can't do that. You run at a loss. So let the marketers do it. So if the marketer is not there, the government should buy the rice and put them in silos and then release them to the people who are selling. That is when you know, say, I have 2,000 metric tons of rice in the system. You don't let them bring in 2,000 metric tons. You see? So you take that one out. So whatever tonnage that is coming into the country, you judge them or you guard them by what is produced in this country. So that whatever is coming in, gradually, when we increase our yield, we'll also stop that one gradually, because it will get to a point that will be sufficient enough to stop that. But we don't say we'll stop it, create the hunger, and then let people use that as a medium to dupe or cheat the system. Because when the scarcity becomes then people will then sell the rice. And then local rice, prices. If you look at the quality of the local rice, so as compared to what is being imported now, it's almost the same. Yeah. And because of that,
first and local rice, no with the and then the stoners when they are the technology. Just say
Intino, wo hwe ye mo na ye ton wo krom ha na. It's almost the same as the imported rice. But the idea was that the local one should be cheaper than what
the one for ship.
So in spite of your friends saying the high tariffs that we pay and the import duties that we pay and the high cost of the city, yes, still the fuel that is coming in is still being preferred as the best rice against the local one. But very often, people bag the local rice as imported and they sell them. That is why it has become so expensive. Our caution to government say, don't introduce that bill and accept it in parliament and then ensure say it becomes a law. It's born out of this. We should ensure say we'll be able to produce rice all year round, but we don't ban it before and then bring them in. If they tell you say Nigeria is one of the examples, I'll go to Nigeria, they will tell you the story, but I said let your people go. And they will tell the biggest, your friend is saying, rice production in West Africa is in Nigeria. You understand? But why do they still come here and buy our rice at a higher cost na afei no yen crop na nkasa na ombeko no akoto sa mo no they buy it at a higher cost because of the Nigerian price no and no was running into no yen crop on into me to emily because this is where we find ourselves. The rice farmers, most of them will say the rice is there, nobody is buying. But we should ask ourselves, what price are they giving to the miller for them to process onto the market? Because and yes, idea, we'll keep on coming back and talking about the same issues. Say we need to ban. We don't have to ban. Period now, I can't say banning rice import. How many years ago? And what have we done to ensure, say, we are sufficient by now? Nothing has been done because the players are not investing. If government wants people to come into that sector now, it's simple. Give them the money. The local people want to invest in that area. Give them the money, let them do it. We share Obiti say just one. Oka say, Obema Emono abe cheaper and I say bebu okoma. And yes, any no, but at what cost to the consumer? That is also another problem. And now, what are we putting in place to ensure say he succeeds in that area? He said he's putting enough money to make sure. When he said this, that was about 2 years ago. Up to now, we've not started the rice production. Why? Because of the challenges that he's facing. But this shouldn't be a problem. When someone said, I want to invest in this area, we should give him all the support to make sure, say, they produce the quality of rice that we want, the quantity that we want, the price that we want. Because you see, if you are producing it and it becomes a business where people must make excessive profits, that is where hunger becomes a problem. Because food should be cheap. Let government run all the taxes that they want and let food be cheap. When you go to the market, the food is there. You can buy. Kenke is not 5 cedis, but it's 1 cedi. When I come to you, and I'm coming to talk about cost of food, because the food is cheap, I eat, I'm full, I go to sleep. I don't have any problem. Transportation is cheaper. I go to work at a cheaper cost. I'm able to save my scanty income, part of it, in the bank. You see, I spend less on food. This is a country. But don't let food become so expensive that people cannot afford. Then they start thinking about their income. See, all over Ghana, every worker doesn't live on, and I say,
salary.
No, on the salary, you will be no more. Almost salary, they're able to save and all that. But you see, average Ghanaian worker.
Average Ghanaian worker.
The money that they earn and how much they feed at the end of the month, they will tell you they earn 800 cedis. They spend close to 2,000 cedis on food alone. How can we live as a country? So, or can you ask yourself, so the difference, how do you make it? So whoever is working for you will be pretending to be working. And you also think that I'm paying that person and I'm making more profit. But you pretend to pay him, you also pretend to be working. But the excess of money that goes into it, where are they getting that money from? These are the questions that we are not asking. So in any government that will come, cost of food is the bane of our economy. It should be cheaper. Cheaper for
and that's how call Amaya at 2 points.
How can you go to yeah, crabby bid the bar to say what is the name? This product. Anything almost what the bar will say, yeah, throw a 1 pound for a pack of 12. 1 pound in Ghana City say
1 pound. They say the 1 pound. I think
that's almost about 17. So on there no. It is 17 cedis. Now the same cutting, no the back room hanuma. You come and pay around 800 Ghana and now 80 Ghana cedis for the same cutting of 12. When on the other side, no, you buy it for 1 pound, and then when you bring it here, you pay 80 cedis. Adentia, because take out the difference and see the taxes that you are putting on. And this is food. It shouldn't cost so much.
Okay.
If you look at our manufacturing sector now, most of them, those who are producing the beverage for us, Omuka say, Yanshwe say, Nema way, you bet me increase your way because the cost of electricity alone and running those machines, if the electricity is not there, the power that they use is very expensive. So when they produce at a higher cost and they want to sell to the public, then it becomes a problem. So then they have to look at the volume of production. So let us use that to make sure, say, the little that we get, some of them make as low as 50 pesos on a product. And yet, for instance, unit, on a cutting, 50 pesos. So when producing in volumes, then what becomes? My light, so it don't do anyhow. So if they are not able to produce, then it means they will be running at a loss.
Okay. Yene Aya General Secretary, Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. Samuel agree. And Yene Tenasia. The business community said the annual koso. Why then so. Sami yadanse. Yadanse pa say safran. Wa ba be church and said no annual ko yie. Yensu ye de ni de achi na amanyofo no. Aladi kabenom. And Evans no ma.
Na yemo aye electricity.
Yeah.
This is a campaign season. Yenhwe say whatever they come to say, are they feasible? Ombetumi
aye na.
Nti no woto aba obehwe say obey but for the love I have for the vice president, Menka say bibi obeye bia no, it should be action, no promises. Thank you.
Better same. Entiana Samalagre and a babaka ho ewa han need 100.9 so ni. Alhaji Kabe wa member of the MPP watena say owie sala enchere kura na Evans Amo member of the NDC communication to onon so atena say. Yeah man.
The Honorable Ministers of State who are here with us this morning, including Ministers of State Designate, Members of Parliament, Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Municipal and District Chief Executives, Directors of the Civil Service, and the Head of Civil Service, good morning to you all. I want to start by asking us all to give a big round of applause to the entire team that has worked to get this together. First, I want to acknowledge the Ministers of State who spent hours working with the tracker team to input data from their ministries and account for the work that has been done so far, and who went so far as signing off that you can vouch for the data that you are putting in. Let's give them a big round of applause. The Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Chief Executives across the 261 districts who've also been going around your districts, validating the data sets for us and taking the necessary inventory to key into the system. I want to thank the Information Services Department staff across the 261 districts who've been taking the photos and geotagging the projects across the country that have been uploaded on this platform. And you know I'm biased when it comes to ISD, so please let me give them some small funds. The regional and district coordinating directors, the chief directors, and directors of the ASEM directorates at the ministries, the head of civil service himself, I want to thank you, yourself and your team, who have been very supportive of this project. And if the cameras can pan to the back, there's a team of young men and women. They like to hide. They are the team who work at night. Please rise, please rise, please rise, please rise. And quite a number of them are ladies as well. Let's give them a big round of applause. They are the people who work in the middle of the night updating the data. Please take your seats for the delivery tracker. As has been mentioned, this is a collective exercise that is taking quite a number of months to put together. There's a question that has been on the minds of many people, and it's a very legitimate question. You hear people in academia asking it, you hear journalists asking it, you hear everyday Ghanaians asking it. What does my government do with my money? Abaino, misikano, edenomdiye. People ask the question, what does government do for me? There are those who say that when you tune on your radio or switch on your television or go on social media, all you seem to consume is negative news. But is that all there is? Or is there something more that people should be shown? These are questions that have been raised and continue to be raised. In the year 2020, the Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, led in the answering of this question by setting up at the time what we called the performance, the delivery tracker at the time. And it was a platform that allowed us to account for all the projects, mostly the infrastructure projects that this administration had executed. And as many of you will recall, television stations and radio stations then went out into the countryside to try and validate whether or not indeed these infrastructure projects are on the ground. But the question remains, from 2020 till now, what does my government do with my money? A lot of work has gone on, as Professor Piedu mentioned, and that work is what has led us to what we call today the performance tracker, or what some will call the tracker 2.0. The URL will read performancetracker.gov.gh. So what is the performance tracker? The performance tracker is, first of all, a database. It's a database that showcases the performance of the government of Ghana. And it showcases it through the various projects that have been executed across the 261 districts. And this database has two interfaces. One is a website. So you can go onto that website, www.performancetracker.gov.gh, and you can access that database, and shortly I'll take you through that database. The other is an app. Today, the mobile phone is a very powerful tool, sometimes even beyond what your desktop can do.
Okay. It's when in performance tracker abino wa launch. It's a large cabe. Oh ha. That performance tracker. A dien ena ebetimi ama gen omemu phone. Evans design.
Jehovah dum. Tibiano. Enye bat nyame adum ti yetiase. Matisi say oka performance tracker bi ho asem.
And I say a topic that me pronounce until them again.
Professor na access internet or Ghana.
Bebajo
me person nya kwankrowe.
Nyabotre na de na ba ofie so okay.
Ehia say obi
Alaji kabe. Alaji baje.
Enua Najari. The party idea na de nyame ase.
Related
Idil Fitr.
Yeah. The echo ye there.
Nyame adum.
Ye de Yakobans.
Ko yinti ade party am ya na ebe da na.
Chia be but.
Radin Yakobo Ibanzamo.
Abana fili ye am na obeda na se. Na abayu na nyamesi you ebe den.
Okay, Evans. Na aban a launch performance tracker. What's it vazo nizo? Beside the baby I wish I say free ede.
Wohu. Niema bi ekoso kru. Mintia Yewura John Dramani Mahama, the president and the incoming president of the Republic of Ghana. Abandi wi na me pese me dia futu bi ekama penifo ne yenuanu bi se esremo Ghana ye hina ye dia na woko election na wulusu a na ewiase ensakrai. And there are all indications say MPP is losing the coming election. Yewura yenua Akufo-Addo. Yihna Ghana for. Ya beza me chere say me nia wo Yewura Akufo-Addo betumi a me betumi aye. Ghana ni bia betumi aye. But you don't think say we are smarter than anybody. Momma ye ma kwan ma abano Ghana for nto omo aba decide. Nia omo pese odi Ghana isuo. Let the thumb print yekokromutinu decide. It is not about performance tracker. It is about ukotokum bottom. It is about a dear chia, a confasunye bidi.
Na samosa abenyi.
It is about fuel a water. Ghana Hankrofo saying na wa access to internet.
Oh,
look at the way data boy Ghana ha esini bibia.
And ne boy and
data boy data.
Ama for
you are ye nearby or sra wusu kato no de bia to so.
Oh.
Me na me catch they decide the price of data. Sister no penasem as a person. Banani ye binu entwa. Eya moma ye ndwene Ghana fo ho. Hwe data. Ne bo Ghana ha. Because students and the users of data and to make count winti. Ye charge data na ya sefin. We always say me performance on media cache internet, so go and access it. How many people can access it? How many people can access the internet? How many people? And they are not ready to tell Ghanaians the truth. But me afutu amedebema Ghana for ne say your bottom not tell the performance of the government. And yet you cry your inflation, your interest rate, exchange rate, the economic growth, unemployment rate. These are the indications of the performance. It's more tracker than any other thing. Ordinary Ghanaian can see it in his pocket. Gary, this time you into what's what the performance be share machines you say Ghana for and Kwana. How many people averagely what percentage of Ghanaian can access your performance and your records? Apart from that, information about say most of the things on the performance records trackers are false. They are non-existent program.
Sure.
And one me say you are Kofi Adams ka say you see a real project be on the constituency enye no kre. Apart from me person because say if you want to know the performance of the people, let the people know it themselves. They decide who become president, who become an MP. So allow them to decide. Your tracker, what is it? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Momo kata mu hwe mo asitrem. Eduma abana ye no egu kwan so ewo. Ka kwan atete apansa. Niema ye ntumi nto. Niema bo aye dendenden ewo ho. Wo say fide o kafa performance tracker. Now they are check Ghana for say that is how I perform. In fact, entwani anka pese me ka say na da ba entwa yi. And there's no need of performance tracker. Yama Ghana for your mukotukum. Yama Ghana for your masitrim. No muntu omaba. I want to send this persuasion again to our leaders and MPP leadership. Say it is not about losing election. You were Kufuor lose elections about 3 times. He went and come and win election. You were Kufuor lose election. He went and come and win election. Professor Messi lose election. He went and come and win election. Sasra Yera Mahama Swatra obey win election. And there's no need of massaging and manipulating situation. They say 28 by BVDs are Yehun Ghana. 28 BVDs to Abano Yehun Ghana. What does it mean? I want a main Cassia Semo. We are sending them a word.
The iPad meeting.
What should it got lost? I didn't think a machine, sir. A credible institution like electoral commission. A commission po ye nipano or kwa soldier phone edineti ebon ho ban. Now the corona yes, Ramu. I will not beg them. Let them give them word of caution. Say, Mumma Yama sum Jinya Juma. Yama Ghana for who decide who become president, who become an MP. Your manipulation will never work. Because if you are Ghanaian, I am a Ghanaian. Martin said, Minister of Interior. You are helicopter. I can hear police say they are going to implement what?
They are going to do what?
He's going to implement those who you threaten words and that and so forth. What a big.
Dear, enti the national radio. Yes, that will limit. It will be a keka de ope. You want back to have you be a keka de ope.
Me say.
Ono one case MPP, one case this. Osu obi bi obeka somebody ntokwa be ma no. Say nipa no mo twe ma na wo say
Assembly na didn't talk about. Assembly na didn't talk about
freedom. Make us answer.
Assembly na didn't talk about.
Me so say dey. I'm
Assembly na didn't talk about.
Me say me ye anamo position tin abeka say.
No, maybe so say Assembly na didn't talk.
Because of peace, if you are Naka Interior Minister Kasema, Okwesa Bonabaso, no, so what to make us answer? What was it?
You are suppressing people.
Suppressing?
Allow people to speak.
Allow
people to express themselves. Allow people. Yeah, what I'm saying here is about peace. Nyamika is here say. We don't even need strong security. When there is that kind of threat, we don't need police. We need them. When there are people with dubious mind, in Crawford, you may assume, and when them are policing any soldier for bar. Ankabati is a one with him, no one done hoko. Ukwan with him, no one done. You are near Boys, you are near kind of a fair. The name nipa boniti. And none your 1 year, the only year, and so I said, pay me. It is a soldier for them, a semi police for them. And say, a coated chassis or better threatening Crawford. And so chances of better threatening, but not on this land. You can't threaten anybody in this country called Ghana. You can't. Me see here Ghana for we have equal right and we have equal strength. What you can do, another man can do it 10 times. Intimacy. Me simple. Yemfa futu a man crofo a demo almost planning almost BVD so me manipulate abano nipa onye emergency so be the president ye be force so be the president mama ye hwe ni ye yamfa ma na wo presua ebre na wo bre 2020 ewu akufo adon to me wini no hwe ne asi of or the so ha na why because Ghana ye nyame man. And the performance track and they're fine. But the question is, how many people can access it? Mama data boy ding. How can somebody access performance tracker? It will say Ghana for your performance tracker is in your own pocket. When you know where university on your Duma, okay. That is the performance tracker. Live Bena won't win Tiano. That is the performance tracker. Adriana Buona ding. That's the performance tracker. Abana or 2 tasks. Or the task back and so on to pay mu. That's the performance tracker. A dumana yegugu and a pana may come be afa President Mahama Women Bank or the bank. The butane say or for coin be so abebuama because we have only our banker a year mainly for women. Women you were for the bear no beguno. Obegu he came to liquidate that bank. I didn't a bank gives specialized service. Ubana Obegu. Says a papa no only need mama. Tell us one project and now one thinking, one initiative or the ayamama. You were Mahama say oba or the women's bank besan babium. The botany say obefa swabwa ma eduma. Obeduma ye nyadin. Sikaka krebia na onam noko or the bibe ni fie or the bia buanu kun. Inti obesan the woman banks or there, but apart from the 24-hour economy, you better port a year juma na you port be juma weakest port be juma just to clear the backlog. Be juma court to crowd the eminent chief justice I say. Some courts almost piloting program say they can work 24 hours, and some of them are working 8 hours in a day. It's a new move just to create space for people to work. I'm expecting say DVL will take up. I'm expecting say passport office will take up. Always na baby aye chokuno just to create another avenue for employment, generate resources for the state, revenue for the state. Amagana etumia konkai. We and she share yura Muhammad Deba. In the performance tracker, we welcome performance tracker with an existence records. Performance tracker, they have issued statements about 26 of the things in the tracker is not there. They are sorry for the mistake. Now, when you are anyway, why should you publish it?
Okay, me that same. High need 100 points. Alaji Kabe. Yes, one of my volunteer performance tracker.
Me that say. Now, me in fact when you enter your TV phone here for kwan ho do so. Baby, umo bi Nyankopon hira nyina. Sanso na me amenu the mantiana enye. Dr. Ben Abdallah, presidential coordinator for Zongo Inner City, who doubles as chairman of Hajj board. Afi Hajj no eko 10. Nti wo a wotie mi na opese woko na se watu yaska ni bi na nso ya bomodi na kosi ano because omo ntwentwen so ya na last date no na aba nti bomodi na kotua afi sika na etua no ya ntumbiom sai na etie na wokwakotua nti kotua na ya kwan na konya the best of Hajj since government ibaya unti say amount for a complaint bebia is the best of Hajj yamawa nti obia pese oko nti no esre be ye na be ko na fe Dr. Arafat Ejumawura Obrimpon Zongo Development Fund Chief Executive ono nso ejuma wa bogu tupiti Zongo ene anima hodo awaya na nyina egu performance tracker no so no Zongo fo na ompese omutie no mu hu no ombetimi ehu be ko so na me kasa me na be kasa bia ya nyehwe sa no muka ya emisa koto bi no aso ene so nyehwe ejuma ye yi ana niema enko yiye emma Ghana fo bebre esanse aduane boyedi that's of wedenti be enhye da enkyere ba bia omosika ye gi a on behalf no the idea na ye mfan tungu fidie so a obia NDC ni bia o district we have every district or NDC executive or former executives former ministers NDC ofirikurubi so me pamocho we nyontokwa se unique data sika ukuru na obeko ya boarding akyere sebi chichwe ya sidan kokohwe na fe disputed ukai say na say ya state of the nation last year budget nana koye no or parliament so ti de okan o see or the paper ba where the parliament house of records ejuma waye into a percent parliamentarian be onko no on dispute. They have not said anything about it. They have cut mute. Since then, what's MP Biaka say? The Danaka no Dima no any sana. These are the people. They don't want people to know the truth. Yes, there is hardship, and yes, the government is doing something about it, which has been recognized by IMF and World Bank that we are doing well and we are on course. Unlike them, Tamana he NC Ghana na nye bibisa do osi wawi na muna kadompe osi ya kasado do electricity enye koye osi ya charge phone dodo sada okae imwabu no pejuma osi omo nkwa paibo na omo gina kwan ho a mimi ko si da ya meba betobi omo ntwa nwura me mponko ni minantwie no se me ama beto. That's the result and a responder John Mahama edima on into John Mahama de on tranchen and John Mahama wa ba ye president baako waba aprime no ya biti no ntenya de bia oye nipa hu bia ne hu no ya hu no as a vice ya hu no as a president ya hu no as candidate twice awalusu nti onye nipa hu fro bia ye nimu no ene na djuma nso ya hu di dada so timika se wa wi na maka dompe o g teacher for any anesi for allowance ene sabi university for allowance omo de research oji 2 hours o ntimi ntua no ye ni pasa ni pa na modi ba no sa ni pa na okasa sabi mukasa dodo na onye magician no discard to bobotom no ono na modi bai enye ni pa fro bia enti enye hu enti misrew enti no NDC for na Ghana ha on record omotimi abomodi ayehwe han from PDC atunton ye japade almost 300 companies they have sold it to their cronies and friends. Some are still in arrears ayentu yaka na mudi ekasa mu muka factory asem munye dine entiemu matonton nyina na nado abesi 169 and it's all working. 169 district 169 mumu si di ohin jai mami anka mu hu bufo kura muka sebia editita na enehwe no. Yes, Ghana and Huchero. Yes, Bibi. Yes, the IMF has proven that we are on track and we are doing anything possible. Ebet me abuama Ghana for omhuaton. Yes, anyina na ya sheda aye juma din ya juma dudu na obinye bi da since Fourth Republic. Ene pese tujua ene yemo ano. Ye ni sebi uma me kura de. Uye de kura na so uma me wu na edija ene onka ho asempada ene sanete enim. But here, Mumbo Yabaso. Say, even in the midst of these hard times, no worker is not receiving his or her salary. You stop paying, you took allowance, you stop paying salaries for some time. You couldn't even employ people. We are still employing. We are giving the security the needed tools and accoutrement here since for we are giving the corruption state institutions sikani akudi awunibeku yenye bida organa. It is record. Go and check it. Enya ano any corruptions and your measures you put in place for it to work. Say amount for abusua, take them on. Take them on. Don't go and talk on radio. Just talk like that. Ye kase sebi ye ma ye kasa ehunti. Na enya asumje na ntimi nkoto aba no uside uti ana uside. Ye ma yenka ye ma mokwan na munka de mpe na muntungu wa masum said there 2020 muma nipa ye di isoshigu wa muso ai chichiri bi mukoto cells sa mun ni paper akura ba akura aso de ketia paper ba akura kra de bubu ni bi mutimu dindin a mun twi mu nipa akura madwi Ghana fo mutu mu ni bunkrofo gukom ye di isoshigu onso ene chibi call cells ebi mu ya die 1 week only for you to come and say you are sorry. You don't have any evidence that you want to call just to save your party people from attacking you. That's what you do. Please, let me talk. Please. I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to Ghanaians. Me see, Mr. Mika, say, Mo, ye basa ye can't abide mo papa. You have the needed chance to do. You cannot do it. Now, when we say akwala otiho, that's oko school, obi o hiani oho, onya duani ndi o school, inti amane enko school, yes I had na mutiho. Mutibi ebi ye na di free food buy feeding buy ye kufo na di buy ye na di have shop say here ni bi o oti o metie mi anko to say mi nko eskasem ye see there bi o card na what me fa ko doctor behel e duro bi ho de be ma ama oba fie madwen ho mo na mo dwen Ghana fo ye kasa mo say you friends national youth employment I di buy ya ye career e ma obi on na ma say bi ne suku anko ene munti ontimi ye hwenti wakọ akosua adwuma atime bibi na asa atua nika including baby police. Yeah, my fire service. Yeah, my prisons. Omuna homu ya juma amu bua ayetu amuka. Na muda muti ye ne kroti ngina mubaya mu ye njida mujikodi ye. Mu ye ne jida mukodi ye. Jai kana enjai tie kura. Performance tracker has come. Ye pese ye ma sabi Ghana ni bia otimi eti ase no hu se. Ni sika ye ji ye de juma dindin ye dia ye ni. And a district sector by sector, the health aye, the education aye no, uwa obeti ase no ho. So ntimi nkinkan ya, mo bi nkan kireo. Because e nyina ebeti akọ school. Thank God now, majority of Africans are in school. They say upe ababa abeye sebi house girl ofia onya. Ayedi because school free oko upe house boy ayedi. Na say lawyer judge bi e ka say oyambarafo mempe boy bi na onye house boy mano. It took me 2-3 months. I'm telling you, Jerry, this is true. And I'm here. It took me 2-3 months to get a boy. Because I'm going school. Chance has come, led by Nanado and Baumia's government. When they can, transparent and good governance applicable. I'm a Ghana ningina atiasie. You see, ni ya mau ministries. District any aso hudu ya ejuma epunto a ebetimi aba ni ebeboa untumpo ema sabi akoya nimu no eni na epese hu na utimi bisa ho asem se hu bi na sabi a unti ase a na wafa kwan ho abisa asem se de mi hu yensu but na ayeye ejuma amaye a mokasa ye yesa obecha bi lamte ejuma musi mu na mo start ya makopis ka ba ye pokwasi musi intino
na se nde no
continuous government ayeboni e Ghana ha ayeboni o who abandon na ya na bagjari me bisa
yeah be ante say ya ba
afedi ya wi a iroject muja ho ya ye kufo da ya mu nsisi ya kwato aso mu de bo akoya mu ye ho asem ho echenga na ha ena da ho a segala mi seden o ena da ho up to now muntimi ye muntimi ko siskan wadi sana mu ko fa sika bi a e friend say ejuma bi a mu ko fa aba kroma sika mu akusai o mu billions a mo mo ko di edi ni meka na mabo muna mu ye okrom ha na mu ka se tete ye refu asem na ye refu asem o mu ni pa boni fo ni majuma tantanya enye ebria sabi ahokyere bia ne ho no mutimi ma ye ho kyere papa ama Ghana di for the ebufuo almost 1 million votes in a tomorrow musa ba 2020 yesu ujo Muhammad de bia ni mu frititi mutimi ye adwuma pa afi de osu pe holiday asa wa tuma ye adwuma holiday ben Bawumia is ready and able a visionary leader ahomobroni obi a oti asemasi obi onim de osi oba ojere na so oto aso ono nim de ni dan enyo no ono nim ba bia enyo no oni dem ho nti osi oni na nado na adwuma nti wa meti ni de saka no onim de ha no nti e de mana ntempana ode ebesi sabi bebia eko nti Bawumia is the man to choose. MPP government are to continue with majority in parliament. Let me tell all our people say me pamucho se mutu ba Bawumia na se man to mamu MPs na mu ko ese bia we me ne nka we de onfiri me ha we de oha me kabibia the ADC for the boni omu ye o parliament on beto aso aye. And I'm telling you, vote for MPP parliamentarian, vote for Bawumia, and we are there because a percent tempara etimi kana etimi kot entum pontentem na etimi eto aso na yekoyenim. All these countries, it takes them some 20, 25 to 30 years. Almost now, and here is sir. In Ghana will do the same. Nanado Bekan say, Nema ni ahuche woman, say, baby, it will take us up to 2028. So, State of the Nation addresser. That's what he was saying. And he's truthful and he has been transparent to Ghanaians. Yahuchiri and Oboya Hubai, COVID-19. Yahubai, papa, mani say, Isika. Ema yengina ye huse bia sabi the whole Africa or number 1 why ho ban se nye wiase nyina ama wiase ahudo nyina Africa ye ba besua se de ye bo mo ho ban ya sabi COVID-19 entimi enyiri yeso ha na open nipa we ana open den open aba we ana open den biom. We are determined to continue with the good works. We are determined to showcase our work ayaye ama Ghanaians na omu nyina behu na omatimi achoro madwen omutimi achoro madwen na se etimi bua se ye juman aso eni a. No more trauma. And that's what we are going to do. And we are going to engage them within their community, house to house, shop to shop, workplace to workplace, marketplace, lorry pass, and then tell our story with videos and Photoshop. No, mungi no mungi sabi. Ye juma di na ya essay binu die. Na omu de ba propaganda nko omu aso say ye Ghana enka de kai na nyampa ba omu wo say Ghana ebetumi afro ahwem. Now this omu de omu aban na mu ba aban mu no den na mu ye mbisa your mama. Atamas the mana na ni record of GDP growth na equal 11 no. Oko no odi ajasan. What was the record? When he has some money biom. He has not track record so obet me have prove. He can't. Say because you are 4 point something. In the midst of wahala. 4.7 more than the 3.7, 3.4 DJ. Even in the midst of wahala according to NDC you are 4 point something. Against the odds even including what Bakasa be able grow 3 point something. We are 4. As we speak at now, intimistra meka say amount 4% mutie nsempano no mo hwe de ekoso no mo ho se bia Ghana sabi de obetimi amana akoso MPP aban abribia a record a kire sa no mo de ko hipic o mo ntimi declare on time since 96 97 kufo boy a otimi ye bold initiative eno na Bawumia baba bold initiative bold solutions inshallah Ghana will move forward.
Madam say
many are penny in Zambia, but I say GDP growth almost 4.7.
Yes, as you speak.
Now, Mufa is saying Mufa GDP growth is saying
3.4.
Oh, 8.
3.4.
8.4.
Oh,
that's at 2016.
3.4.
8.4.
3.4.
Employment rate.
GDP growth in 2016.
216. John Draban Jamai. 3.4.
What the Kasame check out.
All the figures are over to inflation over 15. Inflation is saying 25. Equal 54. Inflation over 15 point. What they call 54 now somebody. Unemployment over 8% or so. 14%. What they are called over 8. What they are called 14%. All the indicators no. Ni over 21 fan goes through. What they are called from. When you look at inflows of resources, revenue at a time, so the
growth was 3.7. That was 2016.
Forget about NDC. Forget about NDC.
But we took it to 8
Forget about
we took it to 260. I think I will buy 260 about 4 points.
260 they can want
2016, okay, 3 point something. But still, we think I will come 4 points.
260. Yes,
when you be Papa Bia, MPP are buying Shadanya, you can't pinpoint one project, one surviving initiative, I sustain. Free education, corporate picking constitution. How better have you done it? Free education, you picking from 1992 constitution. There should be a free progressive education. How have you done it? You have messed the place. You have gotten all the needed revenue. There is CKBSC at the most fire free education. Yeah, the more. And now Katasisene Proyenti. NDC is coming to do them well. Person Magana 40 years. Ma, it's like you are dreaming. It's like you are on a different planet. So when you Ghana 40, no, and that's a winning now person or pretend. And when we say vice president na Kumasi, on quarto ne suffer you. Wabre obi anwevino. That is a kind of dreaming. Or to the suffer you say obi be budget so obi ankasa no ho. Wa ma comment me. Eda mi wevu. It's a so be car kwa wo so ka fa drone aba. Eda na mi wevu. Me nua na adwuma na oye oji pe be boam no. Wa be gunu. Eda na mi wevu. Sika sem wo ma na e basa. Ghana fo yin abusu adwane kwa brochi. Eda na mi wevu. So that is the situation we are in. So the performance tracker is there for you. We are now Samsung at the BBS Sequoia microphone. Ghanaians will decide in 2024, 7 December. But I still want to make that picture. Yes, Remo. Mama Ghana for choose my president. Mama yenya sumdie ewo Ghana ha. What be the president of Yanyami Adnisi Bia de Acho? Itwemuko. We have to go forward. If you have allowed, when we allow the system to work peacefully, Harry Cote will not come and say what he said. If you allow the system to work peacefully, Harry Cote will not come and say what he said.
There's still not someone kind of
I expect him say he will draw that statement and encourage Ghanaians to live at peace. Encourage his government to make sure that there's peaceful election and peaceful transition. Say here to abandon song kon. Obi anyana dis obe wia bi video de sia. Bibia enke bi assembliancy. I have so much confidence in Ghana say Ghana for nye basabasa. Ghana for pasumdwe. Nipa they are planning 24/7 say on be basabasa NPP aban. Enti Ghana for enye basabasa. Eti mumma yema Ghana for kwan and decide who become their president. Yema Ghana for kwan why na emedi wo manim kan na yenja nsema yekeka ene ne ye plans ye fifa biometric device ye wiewia yema kwan na emma so me pese because as far as you are Ghanaian as I am no wo ye bia enya djuma enti biometric performance tracker ne de mumma yen fanto nten na ehwe kwan ye befa so ato abano amasumdwe abaye mamu ha. Ghana belongs to all of us. We don't have any other country apart from Ghana. Enti mumma ye more modern say ye be masumdwe ayedwuma. Abano em say is far away from us because in man koso we hwe nkoda awie suku o mo padwuma anase mpanifo kro wo sisimo mo padwuma ohwe sika e batase horo a e ka Ghana fo ohu e ha adwen pi nti yesre mo yambe kan se yesre MPP fo mpanifo e free yewura kufu adoso e collector komsi yesre mo momma yemma Ghana fo kwan mo mo nto mo aba momma yintie the programs and initiatives of the presidential candidate yewura Muhammad wakoso waka ne obeka bia emrena so say so obedwale obesisi man wa painting no amama na fine enti momma yemma Ghana fo kwan mom take omu decision since e bet shedemu na minti bi da kra say electoral tools ayira minti bi da yewura Faridan betra ho afipi yanti bi da Charlotte ba ho within short time na kufu ado be no yanti bi da. What a mystery is happening in this administration. Tian kra na ekoso aban wemre so Obanso initiatives bi a ehun ni mfaso bi a na odeba. Emre bi etu mu Ghana for na we were less than this. Na ye to aba ye the ink. Na electoral system no ye biem. Na nipa no dɔɔso you are closing the electoral system. Nipa no dɔɔso you yi ink afi ho. Nipa no dɔɔso wo close time ye de pon. I mean, excuse me to say, it doesn't sound well. It doesn't sound well. Yes, me as it is said, I'm say, Mama Yama Ghana for crime, Momu you Mankasa president. If they are confident, as our brother is saying here, say, Maya Jumano. Sa Mujim who di pass and pass a Maya Juma. Mama Yama Ghana for crime, Momu Chuso president. Mama, let's allow the system to go on smoothly. NDC there, we can. And
Obi disallow.
No, it may be a air course which say we want some manipulation. And then Tina, I say 26 of the voting case, I say, what happened? Me say
the BVD in our work. Electoral Commissioner and BVD.
Oh, I have the memo here. Memo here. A chair say after the election, this number of BVDs have not gotten to the headquarters. They are asking them to bring it. I have the memo on my phone right away. I can show it to you. Sida. Now, who is electoral legislative officer? BVD na he can't. And come a Krobiak for the father. We don't want no kasana. Police has to arrest you. But I'm calling the IGP to effect arrest. This one will go a long way to destroy our peace. Asumji na ye konkra dia ye wasumji. O ye kura amanfo ehu amane ye de atuo basabasa aba no. Ghana betumi ayisa. Basumji ne ye won asini bibia. Enti IGPS row. Don't be mute and don't close silence to that. And it's a national issue. And you are the chief police officer of this country. And your issue is to investigate crime and matters that affect the security of the country. It's yes, row. Let's hear, sir. IGP has taken steps to address it.
All right, Madam Sam. Alaji, quick one before I say you move on to your listeners. Yet you
say, and this is what Bribiano. On per se, Omokase Ghana, Sebi. You go to about Sembeba. No mako create problem. Now, if Omoko Chinewa, Omakase Sebi on Watch. You say what you want to say in the air. We will continue to ask the security to take charge during, before, and after election, even every now and then. And we will caution every other person or person or kasa ama Ghana etumpon on kaniyi. Obi a person or kasa efa elections on kaniyi. We will continue to advocate for that. And that one is a must. And the security for ukakana and ye no no dia. Men kobo bidi. We have never connived with EC ever. Semuna mutam sana mu ye ne dia na uka metiase because we don't know about that. EC na osini bibia ira. No, see, I don't know affected the outcome of the result.
How would it affect it? How can you justify? What are the proofs? What are the proofs? Bosman Asari, political scientist, what are the proofs?
Oh, wonderful. Kasacha Ghana for. Inti Osei Enko Hano, inti Omuti Bidia Hojuma, inti Miss Rebecca, and a moon a time, and a mutimi equine she any easier. Kanasa, me paucho, and fire and to two. The president and his government have never interfered in the process of the election since we came into power 2017. Mr. Yeni Handibia, go and ask the EC to do their work well. We also will support them to do their work well. And our share boss say, "It drew sooner to about we are or no Obeba Abejina." The oppressor or the member but I knew the two Ghana for or the man no or no any pa on person sebi no hunti said the yes Supreme Court. The case said we didn't cook no be can answer no. Sound or a lawyer or human rights lawyer no GD say mramunu say mraya juma na say be ekutiawa na say ojitum. That's how Nanado is and that's how this election will go. We have an outstanding person, our presidential candidate, Dr. Baumia. Say ani pa kasa ko or say or GD say or no bitimi atuaso because offensive bia city and the manner on no bitako. We are clearly in our mind say ambulance Dudu ediba ya na obi ahunu drone service delivery ediba na ebi ni ho na ediba ya na omode omusi nanka ekohe obi ojare no and omusi na omude be determine election. This can you imagine and listen to them? Ade be twa he obi ojare no afi dem ba mo de be election so ama ma ho election to do asuma bomi asema okai na ni na do bu na ho ye no they say ade papa the drone service is delivering is securing the health of many other people including young and old. And our friends who ambulances is in all the districts. Obia who say be as a bribia ofra. Now what me from me wife won't no me frere my buy ebe boa me with the call Legon Hospital.
Would you say?
Boa and I'm who say be sebi Ghana ejuma ye no enye ejuma kitwa na ye and sebi free education. Every household senior director indirect you are benefiting. No matter how it is. Senior director indirect you are benefiting. Senior unu aba who ofasiba and sebi obi on the ba. That's how you benefit. And if we have an educated youth and children, then Ghana is stand to be number 1 in Africa, if not in the world. Educative. And a TV tabaka and a STEM abaka. Ye be that ningina free. Ghana for mubudu be sebi. Nim dear for amu jam na so. Amu ye nim dear for lawyer for a doctor for and they assign accountant and they assign sebi engineers and technicians in office of endeavor. Wena na nado ni baumia aye. That's why we are calling on people say omuntu abanu my mama here bia na record wretched. Sabi odi ekọ from abria sabi ahokyere papa bia ni ho na from na ekọ inflation ekọ soro na GDP ekọ from enye sa aban na ehwe biom and aban ya asem si na mkoka o si me dead goat munkasa emfa me ho. We are not saying that. We are doing everything we can as government na de na aba from amagana ho ato no. In the next few months or so but we have hit the ground running. So it is the ground as I know any running meat. Na umbe hu adwuma na afi kasa ahodo eye. Num se ba umia kasa na afi ndis for ina kwada. Nti ba umia obe kasa biom, obe kasa obe come market, obe call lorry park. We are going to meet them one by one and then tell them our story. Really we have done a yeoman's job and the adwuma obi anye bi that since probably we are ka over 10,000 rows and still counted. Ambulance and kabium. Uko expansion of infrastructure in education, including new ones. Uko health, expansion of health infrastructure, and a near more area including new ones. Uko security, new area new technology, and a kudia esefata, no much no one and visibility is out there every time on the motorbike, running in your community, trying to calm down or bring down the insecurity ne omo abribino. Inti Mr. So person ba na Ghana etumpo me he bibia MPP he bomia na he MP on pwesu aso utunu sa na Ghana betimi afa no ntumpa
mena si alaji kabeb ejefo momre na menjo wadwe nchire 0302243540 ye discuss normal hudo bebre ewa ha te wadwe nchire wom performance tracker ya kan wasem ye ne awedi fonso kasai fa how I say you regulate your political space and you share the food and beverage. Mebacho, Memoache.
Good morning, Mark Jajari.
Macho.
Good morning, Mark Jajari.
Yes, sir. Charlie.
All
right, yes, you.
Yeah, Mark, I was in with my power, Obama Ghana, Mark, and my program, very fantastic. I'm beginning to watch some movies. I don't know what kind of no more. Yes, I sorry, I know, but now I will come for any idea. The one ya create agency or to war about Basa. Our this year, 2024 election in Mono, and Mrano Bedino. What about the chart to I am here? Yeah, men Casabre, Yao, Nilidana, Sano Casa. I want to may Busa question you may say. One day, when your program be said, never said the NDC near what you will. Now, call it Runya Kwana Burma Busano question. No Yan and that program would mean my
Nana, maybe that question, man.
May come Busan, me put Busano question there. O Penny, that Mahama was say 4 years, a baby of about 4 years, yeah. Or by she sending you much, she sending Yamana, ministers, and then another 4 years, or the any Numa. About where so over 4 years, Penwas Arco. And you know, none 4 years now, Obano. Would the be ministers and who were would the be ministers and Neka Canada, Fenna, or Babaya president, you know.
Madam, say, Mamma Fanny Scholar. Yo, Mamma Fanny, Mebato, Memoache. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you.
Yo, Mr. Marjorie, I'm Kufon Shiro, one of the producers, and then Penny for now, New Michelle Studio. Mr. Marjorie, and I pay, Mr. Papa now, then about Mr. Samuel Agri. Faba for General Secretary, no. Nyankopon Shira no. Na me fe say ono na ono ne beye dwumadie na aba awieye. If we say enipa bi ti say Mr. Samuel Mona ye hwehwe say wobeba abekasa afa economy no ene oman no gina ye ho. Am say ne kasa mu no. Otrete ni economy nim bebre. Eti sebe se wompo wan ko school a wobetumi ehu sene economy ni ko na wato waba akoba bi ekọ. Pepi no nipa ekasa ti say yen activist to say Mr. Samuel no ye kasa say na ape politicians ne nipa bonifo bi planitia sankrofo yi adentia won se na wotrete yi se economy yi aye na MPP fo eba atoro ne ensem a sebe adefedefensem na omo beka gu yasum enso sene NDC ni kan ye say bottom performance tracker and the bottom. Now, so senior MPP in Casabeka say, Ghana no master stand in heaven. And you know, yes, Romo, I told in Contoponin that Dano, I don't know MPP for up.
Okay, may I say? Mammy, for next one, Marche. But to many, so Mammy, for we, remember to me watching. Yes, you.
But you,
Yamiado.
You're going to have
okay.
Open Ghana Hana, and you've been a Becca Joseph 2024 to Obama or Nipasi and Atuma. I'm a new woman, Bravo Brenner, and a better Nipaka to Abanamana. Now, let's see 2020. No, and you've been a Becca Joseph to Mahama. Ghana for Penicillin on many president game. And that's why you features before 2020 election. I am fresh. What do you want to make a features? I'm a Ghana Funti. When I have a year 1 million votes, 2016, 2020, we made 2 million votes. Features in a 500. 2020 election with one come once a move. No 2016 they said what the 1 million votes today and is for no and what come and now men can say send me 1 million votes to 2016 and what I didn't 2020 didn't one can them. When I support 2024, which one have come here to come here 2024. No meet to be because you bro come here. You bro come here. When you catch and what can you do to any person?
Okay. Better say I'm a next one there. Maybe so much. Matthew. Hello. And when you so drop in there. Maybe I told me Matthew, huh? Am I just saying?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Maybe I told you too.
But your Mark, but your team in Ghana.
That's how you too.
Yo, Orobon Kwasi watching my son live from Cantamanto. Mark Mpacho, Memo, a chain at Bapa, or ye. Manya was the Stadium Pacho, Fatima Abubakar, Information Minister, Mamma, Bibia will be a Michel Papa, Yamin Strau, Robert Zamto Kum Medina, Yamin Chapa Papa, on one echo, Almighty Baumia, who put a grava Baumia never, and can you know the Ken Kosiaka. Mark, Mr. Masma may can say, Media, me say, transportation, a double 4 Sabe. Kwasia Bosu Ibuya Kwasia. My Jerry Mija Kaneshi market this year. Lawrence Ghana from Kaneshi to Takra, the Ghana, and only 120. Only this is Tuesday no to. And the abandoned funny for and send one among no more office to young among folks about for canons, a chocolate for Adam. Do not do a Kaneshi market no. And the abandoned funny for 90 from Papa. Adaba for yes and I'm for this year. Not Monday at the final Abba. What the month here? Now, your case of the air. You know, I was so kind. I told him also. Your case of the amount. So, now the man when you didn't Yamamo. You have a Muhammad, you must all rip the Sagrawa, only President Bimuta.
Okay. My main last one. Marche. Yes, sir.
Minya alaji alika bi ofio.
Owaba.
Kancha lese ni ya kitwa alaji kado me mamu nyina barka da sallah.
Yo.
Mamentia wasi Minister Bakupe Adia Mavis Hawakunsi. Namentia Nina Kitua, His Excellency Dr. Alaji Mahmoud Baumia, and Mustafa Blami. Mbesre Abain, say, Fuel no, almost 2 months. Lorry fare Ataye Bubona passengers, the drivers, when you Mbesre Abain. Say, Abain Kum. Now 1 to 2 near my year. Media MPP Abain there. Ghana ni bia bekanu kla omu nte na na do ni team omu ye bia ma ye papa covid said ya general 1 be kasai Ghana for dia tu inti best stress aban won hwe fuel no mu hono mu na said ya Ghana for ye krado che Dr. Alaji Mahmoud Baumia ye di akunya no be manu atena so no there is no way say ye better ko ye kibio. Yeah, that one, Yahoo Bipe, and to your best, young Kambomna, young time Mahmoud, Dr. Mahmoud Baumiaki, now branch and Beji or Mino, now to near my year, Maya, Nagana, Tuma Papa, only a
Medas, Bebe, final comment. Allow you come or final comment.
You, Medasi, me in fact, when you and Chia Sabi, Colessing in a Neo Mutie. Amishra yina ne monukure o ho ne se sebi enyentro na ya eba yebidi ya sabane ye ka ne ton ye party na die enim se enukure ya ye no ane ka enukure se ye di ambulance ba ye enukure se free HS ye di aba enukure se drone service ye di aba drone service infrastructure e education ya ebi esi obi ya and health infrastructure e bebia Ghana since for ye na ya bibiri roads ye na ya bibiri nti we nyentro ye be kasa de kasa bibisa na verify it in your district and see how the performance is and what we are saying. Don't come on and say, be a didn't say, Yasama can yell, they are fine because we can baby fan. But a Juma Mabuina, say, a Juma Ubia, Nimus, Ghana, Yen Edia by Ye, Kosuye. Me per se, who say, Bia, Dr. Baumia is credible, he's visionary, and he's quick to turn around this economy very much to the liking of all Ghanaians, including Africans. Amagana Tumpon. Minya Kitwa, Nino Enoti, or Kolote Kole, Dade movement was sorry, so Pesoji to Mino. Or say, on only the other about say be one community, one constituency, one leader as MP. Nino Enote, yes, on those or some community, no. One constituency, one community, one municipality, one MP. On one Nino Enote, Clote Kole constituency. Okay. Nino Enote, Dade movement, no.
You better say.
Mark.
Yes, sir.
Media Mekos was Penufua. Ewa baimu se obia lusu election da nti yewura Baumia lusu election a enye hu yewura Kufo lusu election twice obeye president yewura Akufo Addo ankasa lusu election more than 4 times wabeye president nti emra so na yewura Baumia be lusu a mommaye manu lusu na onkono nsamre biom Momaye Ghana for Kwine, Momundisa, who become the president of the Republic of Ghana. Momaye Ghana for Kwine, Momundisa, who become the MPs of the Republic of Ghana. Memo be a nyana jin say, obe manipulate election.
Okay.
Memo be a susa, ye passum J. Na minim say nyami o boss ro ni asase ti ase de. Ni obe ye be enya djuma. Na wo de ba mema samso and this ye no be shia.
Okay.
What the part my say no be shaba men ka say me matise doku a ye obedi MP. You are currently a sitting MP where constituency. What is your record there? Wabasa obe 2 days.
Now where your friend is saying mo MP na mo MP.
Me ka doku asem. Me si doku a enya ha no te. Or constituency or you sitting MP. Or the mo be dia. Me first tia emudo ema me penny Yura Johnson Esiedu Nketia, the general chairman of the National Democratic Congress. Obejina I say about 2 be at the phone. the commissioner. Me say you will kufu ado. Se mama Ghana for kwan momuntu omaba.
Okay.
Performance tracker enu bottom.
Madam Sam. High need 100.9 ne ehana me de dwumade this your friend Asebi they can be the Mark Jerry or say SGYEMAN. Media said that my Evans among or member of the NDC communication team. Ala Haji Kabe, member of the MPP communication team. What say Samuel Agri, General Secretary, Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. Now what say me so for your prophet Isaac Ofosu Hinijima. Also be baby no many so edemai. Media said that my Julie over time at you aha. And na kokroko eso eba beta mechi ewa ha na kokroko american eva the brother omoton water dispensers wama biri bibi pa kama etu water dispenser na sa say ya aya bomodi aso obelocate ya kokroko nom na o betimi aya di ama alaji my friend one family me na na ma drink na do okay. Don't worry. Aladi, eti I have a metonka. Okay. Eti yeah, they said ma yeah, I said I make a message kuku ne brother. A kuku na wona be kra we ya me pa bu ya me. Chale on we brutal. Oh, water dispensers are. So, Royal Yuma 2010 Ventures. Be a water dispenser be na say on babefa onka ko e dia brown on be send distribute be ama na omo di nsuo ni be brown come up almost 0243 776281 0243 776281 Yakobon ko bibia na de DJ Bosco and about born because I'm say odi ayin kan ye ko bo no wa yensi ye enti me kra me see for ma me kwa no na me show bibia DJ Bosco take over.